right?
Yeah.
I went downstairs in the kitchen and I was like, it feels weird in here. And my fucking stove was on, bro. And that was when Aaron and them were living, and Aaron always cooked in the morning before they
That's
worked.
annoying, bro.
This was like literally 6 in the morning.
That's annoying, bro.
So that was like 6 hours, bro.
We're live?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Conscious Cast, episode 12.
In the Waterboy environment.
With the guys in the pool. We got our feetsies in the pool. Talking about vulnerable things and such. Smoking.
Transportation fee.
Transportation fee?
Yup.
Is that what that extra hit was, or are you saying I actually owe you cash money?
Neither.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yo.
What?
I just want to say, shout out to everyone who's been consistently watching, and shout out to anyone who just watches even one episode. Like, I mean, why are you only watching one episode? I feel like no one does that because it's like us. Who the fuck would just watch only one episode? They're at least watching multiple.
Shout out to anybody who's watching and they're just in any way giving us support, even if it's just like clout in some ways or.
Yeah, even if you fucking like just
Bro.
making fun of us with your other friends, it's like, for one, you wouldn't say that to our face.
And you'll be jealous
two.
soon enough.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, okay. I want to talk about this real quick. Should we, or should that be something we don't talk about? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
This is you more than anybody.
I mean, it just is what it is. Like, I mean, if you want to get on the pod, then you have to be.
Here's what.
Well, do you know what we're talking about? No, we're gonna drop that as well. But
Okay.
we're talking about the thing that happened to. Remember the.
So
When you
haters
woke
on
up
the
and
internet.
locked in. Yes, yeah.
Haters on the internet are not conducive. They give us clout.
You have the lighter.
But it's like.
Bro, hold up. Give me 1 second.
I'm listening.
We're us engaging with them past a certain point is just like not conducive to our goals. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when it becomes spam.
Right, exactly.
I think that's where I identified a line.
Right, there's nothing there that's trying to like engage and have a meaningful conversation, even if it's critical. It's like it's just bullying and trolling.
And it's incessant. It's like you're just holding a megaphone on the max volume, screaming at people.
It's like a very
Hello, I'm here now.
reactionary. But anyway, I mean, we're gonna have haters on the internet, but we're also gonna have a lot of supporters that help in a lot of other ways, I think.
Fair enough. Well, I guess that's all that we need to say about addressing the haters of the internet.
Hey, take these off. I only got them on for like the first 10 seconds of the fucking
Yeah, absolutely. What do you have to say?
Shit.
Everything was blue.
Yeah.
So,
blue and dark.
yes,
Everything
bro.
is blue.
Yo, y'all are good, bro.
I'm going to start passing it down this way so that way it can be in a line.
Also, I was going to say, if Keaton needs to talk from this point on, here. Why don't?
I can pass it.
Well, I was going to say, that cord is the shortest.
Yeah, okay.
That makes sense.
I can hand you mine.
This can stay around.
You can just hold this.
Bet. And then that, you got enough slack over there?
Me and Seth can just pass.
Okay. Me and Noah are gonna pass.
Dude, no way.
No way. Oh, yeah. What did you want to say?
Yeah, we're like.
I just want to say
walking
my
around.
name is Keaton fucking Mad Dog Miller.
We got DAYZ right here. What up?
SethAM.
It's the boy.
Spelled with an E, not a. Yeah. We have important news for us, especially. We are changing the day of the week that we are doing the Conscious Cast. We have been doing it on Tuesdays for 12 weeks now.
Crazy as fuck.
Yeah, 3-month mark. We've been doing this for 3 months.
That's literally a fourth of a year.
Yeah, bro. We went from.
That's crazy. I did not realize
It might be like next week is 3 months because the first episode doesn't count as a week, but regardless, it's been 3 months. Like,
We've been consistently doing it for that long.
yeah, we started in June and now we're here. It's about to reach fall, and we're gonna have to. Are you? I'll keep going, bro.
I'm probably also chilling right
No, I wanted to say something about what you said at the beginning. So remember how you were like in the Henry Baker interview? You were like, it's like if you could watch Conor McGregor fight when he was a nobody, quote unquote, you would go and watch it. So it's like when you were talking about the podcast, it's like, what are you pointing at? Fair, bro. Good point. Thank you. I should have caught that. But the point I'm making is when we are getting a lot of views, getting a lot of just attention in multiple different areas, I imagine our social medias and YouTube, just the Conscious Cast is going to be huge. There's no question. It's like you're going to either A, wish you would have been here now, or you're going to go back and watch these episodes. It's going to be like Joe Rogan. People have Joe Rogan, like, they go back to episode 1 and like, all right, let's see.
Dude, I did that when I was working in the wash bay of an RV place, and I was like, dude, let's go. I watched like the first like 50 episodes straight, and then I was like, okay, I started watching the new ones that were coming out and shit. But yeah, it was like, and it's just crazy to hear about the world back then. Like, I'm a love watch, like looking back on like our first episodes.
Facts,
in the future,
yes.
Just being like, bro, the world was so fucking. Our world and the world was different back then.
And it's a week by week basis. Exactly 1 week every day.
We're literally updating the world.
52 episodes a year.
Yeah, in a regular. We're the news.
Yeah, and then I think also the fact that we're going to start, I'm going to segue into this after this next thing I want to say, but we're going to start talking about how our last week has gone. So it's more chapter, or at least passages of a chapter. It's more noteworthy. Is there anything anybody want to say about that before I say the last thing I want to say before we start?
Is this the favorite spot that we've done?
Yes.
Yeah, this is
yes,
the most
bro.
aesthetically pleasing Conscious Cast that we've done.
This
in
is
my
fire,
opinion.
bro.
In the water, bro? The pool? Absolutely.
Alyssa, could you do me a favor? Could you just check and see if it's still lit up pretty well? I mean, it looks lit up.
Oh, dude, I haven't. Well, I can't pull it up. I don't have
Seth might be
fucking
dark,
service.
honestly. We might need a light over here.
Seth's in the dark.
Okay.
Looks good?
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Another important thing, and I'm not going to talk too much about it because we haven't decided a name yet. However, me and SethAM over here on the far end, opposite sides, we're going to start a podcast, and we're going to go into discussion about that this Thursday, and then on Sunday, we should have the first episode for you guys. It will be on Seth's Twitch, if that's fine with you. I might have to.
What is your Twitch, sir?
He's already asked me this, just to be clear.
Okay, all right.
He's asking. And yes, it can be on my Twitch. That's fine.
What is your Twitch?
It's SethAM, but the E in Seth is a 3, so S3THAM, all caps.
Okay. So yeah, get ready for that, guys. We're gonna release that on Sunday. It's gonna be similar to the Conscious Cast in some aspects, but really, me and Seth are gonna be tackling more philosophical, more science-based, more knowledge.
I don't think we can cut that, Keaton.
More.
I don't think we can cut it for science and knowledge and religion.
I definitely fucking can't.
Yeah. And we might have, the Vanella Boy and Mad Dog on.
Fact,
yeah, like we could have, we'll
I didn't even
easily.
think about
Bro,
that.
if you want to make
What
a
the
drive on a
hell?
Sunday and you want to be on, bro, I
No,
don't
I
care.
didn't even think about that.
I'll gladly have you on.
Tune in for like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
not even that long,
pick
but-
your head in the door and walk out. Like, I
Yeah.
don't, whatever you want to do.
Because that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Actually, is like I'm good at asking questions and finding ways to ask questions. Like before we were just setting up.
I agree.
And I was like, man, like talking about the water and shit. I was like, what is the opposite of
Electricity.
Electricity.
Yes, yes. Or was it
Getting
electrocution?
Electrocution.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We figured that, and like, yeah.
And
so,
you saw the look on me and Seth's face when you asked that
yeah,
question.
bro, I felt proud of myself.
Yeah.
I'm a good question.
Stumped him.
I wouldn't want to answer that fucking question, but I'll ask it.
Right, but I feel like you'd want the answer still.
Absolutely.
Like, getting the answer is still cool, but...
Absolutely.
And then it makes me think, and I'm like, oh, wow, the opposite of electrocution, huh? That's strange. Talking about that on the pod.
Does anybody have any statements about what the opposite of electricity is?
Oh, no, it was electrocution.
I'm sorry. Electrocution.
We said,
Tasing somebody?
tasing because they're giving it instead of receiving the electrocution.
Right.
So is the theory of what you're saying the opposite of electrocution, or is tasing an example?
Tasing is the closest thing I can think of
Okay,
to
okay.
define
Gotcha.
because it's like if you think about electrocution, it means that someone is receiving electricity. So it'd be the opposite, giving electricity. And tasing is the only one I could think of. I don't know what the hell else or whatever the hell a taser is doing when it tases. Whatever.
Bro, I'm sure there's like a fucking.
So whatever has the energy.
Yeah, to
is
give,
to give.
to transmit.
So the taser has a battery or a cord plugged in. It's got the energy in it, and it's
Maybe an
losing
outlet.
it. It's losing it. It's giving it to something else.
Would an outlet be the same as well?
Like when you're charging your phone, you're electrocuting your phone.
Fair.
But then your phone's battery, because that's what you're electrocuting. Is the
No, you're good.
So you electrocute the battery, and then the battery electrocutes like the hardware in the phone.
That makes sense. It's all transmitting.
Yeah.
Fair.
Bro, I bet an electrician is watching this shit. Like,
And that's just the taste.
Invite me on the pod.
You guys gonna have to go watch this podcast.
that would be cool as fuck if y'all got like
Yes.
electricians
Yes.
and like scientists.
Dude, I would
and
want like
shit
Jordan
on.
Peterson. I would want like Andrew Tate, bro.
That's
I feel like
I
Andrew
would want
Tate
Andrew
would
Tate
be.
on this
I think
podcast.
he would fit on both.
Fair.
But I think it would make more sense on this one if I'm being honest.
Fair.
Because all of
Bro.
us guys with Andrew Tate, bro.
I would
Oh
just
my
wanna-
god.
I would want to spar him for like.
Fair.
Do you know how big he is, right?
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah,
why I
this
wanna
dude's
spar him.
ginormous. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
not trying to fight him.
Would you have any questions for him? Because think about it, like, so if you're saying Conor McGregor, you want to watch his old stuff, and you know where Conor McGregor is now, huge. Everybody knows Conor McGregor. When we get to that point, celebrities are going to be guests
Yeah.
on the guys. It's like, can you imagine having like Drake on?
Bro.
Like crazy big names. I would love that. And then we can just ask them whatever we want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
bro,
so
like, why
Andrew
would
Tate.
Do you really touch kids, Drake?
Let's talk about. Let's talk about Andrew Tate.
Oh, sure.
You sound like Andrew Tate's like one of your favorite people in the whole world.
I'm very influenced and what's the right word here? I take what he says seriously.
Okay.
I don't think he's just blowing smoke.
I would. It's like he definitely believes what he's saying.
Yes. Do I agree with everything he says? No.
Right.
Have I
I
been?
have a lot of respect for the fact
Yes.
that he's saying what he believes. I don't
But
agree with it.
Do you also
But-
agree with like, and like, is there a single person on earth you agree 100% with?
Definitely not.
On everything.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
And it's like there's people I hear saying the opposite of what Andrew Tate is saying
Right?
when I disagree with him. And it's like, okay, the thing he's saying that I disagree with, this other person's saying the opposite, the thing I agree with. But then they're also saying things that I disagree with that he's saying that I agree with, the opposite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're like convincing about it.
There's a mixture of opinions that different people have that I'm taking the opinions they have that make sense to me and that are like well thought out, have a lot of evidence, then forming my own collection of opinions.
I agree, and that's another point too. I've been watching like people that disagree a lot with like Jordan Peterson. I've been watching this dude that debates Jordan Peterson, and there are times where Jordan Peterson looks very flustered like I've never seen, and it makes me like uncomfortable because I'm like, dude, I fucking love Jordan Peterson. I don't like seeing him in a tight spot where he can't find his way through it, and it's like I have to accept those moments. Because that's the only way that I'm going to be able to watch Jordan Peterson and be honest with myself.
Yeah. And it doesn't change whether what he's saying is right or wrong. It just makes it less convincing for you.
Yes. It's like if someone's winning a debate against him and they have points that he can't do anything about, or at least in a convincing manner, it's like, dude, I would tell everybody you're the GOAT. I've never seen you lost. I can't say that anymore.
Right. I was going to say it's like the hero complex.
Yes.
You've like given him a hero complex, so when he's losing, it's like
It's like I've
Traumatizing.
never seen Tate lose like that.
fair.
But Tate also gets stubborn
Yeah.
and he closes off more. So
Oh, I've seen Tate lose like that.
to who?
He got knocked out before, bro.
Oh, yeah. In his
Everyone
fights, yes.
loses in some
Yeah,
aspect
I
of
agree.
everything.
I'm not going to argue with that. That's true. That's actually a fantastic point.
Maybe he's the best mental boxer,
That's-
but he's not like the best boxer.
That's a phenomenal point. Like, I should honestly, just as like a psychoanalysis, watch one of his fights where he's losing and just watch it the whole time, bro. Because I've never seen Tate lose.
Fair.
I've never watched him like in a debate just get ran over. Never.
Yeah.
Tate does not let that happen.
Yeah.
And he's big, strong man, so he gets away with it. It's crazy,
Dude,
bro.
he's a very intimidating man.
He is, and he can pull
And I
that
respect
card.
That. Yeah, I
Yeah.
respect that.
I mean, use what you got.
That's why I fucking hate being 5'9" and naturally like 150. Is because, bro, it's there. Like,
Dude.
I've used it. Like y'all have seen it. Like I've used it before. Like I have that,
This is why
But
I've
it's like-
been.
which I like that. Like I use that to my advantage, and I feel like that makes me is not looking intimidating. But
That's a lie, because you can, and I've
I
seen
wouldn't
it.
say you don't look intimidating.
I would definitely not say you don't look
Dude,
intimidating.
braided Mad Dog.
is
Braided
intimidating.
Mad Dog when he's getting in his head before a fight and he's just pacing and he's got his headphones in and he's just going to that other world.
And then he starts training with Sean, and then he
Yes,
is
bro.
walking out and being cocky, and then he's in the ring and he's like,
Taunting. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. At first he's like slamming his foot
Yes,
on the
bro.
ground. Yes.
I'd
yes.
say you're intimidating. And also, I would say just as, because you're young. So, and I've been noticing, I don't know if I brought it up to you, I brought it up to them a couple of times, but dude, you just look way older than when I started hanging out with you. Like, it's like the picture that your mom or your grandma shared or something, and I was like, babyface Mad Dog could never stand to like, it's like, dude, you just look like,
Comic book Mad Dog.
you're like, coming into just like maturing, I guess.
Yeah. I was gonna say like literally, because I've thought about this before. Like we talk about this all the time when we look back at like year ago memories, 2 years ago memories, and it's like I'm literally. I thought
Fair,
about that
that's a
earlier,
good
bro.
point.
I thought about that earlier.
Then I shot my back up.
Yeah, and but it's like literally, like if you think about becoming the best version of yourself, and you're like, what would that guy look like? And then it's like, okay, what would it take for that guy to be like that? Okay, fucking do it. And so that's just what it's become.
Dude.
Like, bro, I know I wanted long hair. I'm like, okay. The ways I've done long hair before in my life haven't looked good. And I'm like, bro, I've never done a man bun. Never done that shit. I'm like, okay, let me try it. And it just works
Yeah,
out.
that shit goes hard.
And the braids,
Facts.
bro. I remember being in, like, playing Saints Row when I was a kid. And seeing braids and cornrows and shit. And I was like, yo.
These are kind of
that's
sick.
lit, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could never, though. Like, I'm white. But it's like, hey, I'm glad I'm in the generation, man, where it's cool now.
Bro,
I
you
can
figured
do it.
nah, you figured it out, bro.
I was gonna say, it's crazy that you said that because like I've never really thought about it like that. Like I see myself like where I want to be, but I was never like, what does he look like? It was like I just kind of grew my beard out because I was like in the moment, like trying to like figure out what I wanted to do with my face. It was like I grew it out really long, and it was just like, it's all right, like it's cool. Everybody compliments the fact that I have a nice beard. And
True.
I'm like, but I
Very full.
it's a lot of maintenance, and also it does this bullshit, like where it like curls.
Yeah.
And I was like, so then, but looking back at it, I'm like, okay, but I always wanted to dye my hair. I always thought that was cool, but my mom would never let me. And then like when I got out of like the house, it was never a thought that just like crossed my mind. I was just like, fuck it, bro. Like, and then I like had the man bun, and I was like, it's not that good.
You had it for a little while, didn't you?
It was like it was like getting like I had to grow it out, so it was like kind of just shitty. Like it was probably shorter than yours when I cut it.
Oh,
But it
damn.
was like
Dude, I remember you asking me like how long I had been growing my. I remember you asking me how long I had
Pass
been
me the
growing.
fucking mic.
And
He said, just give it.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Bro.
making this take longer. So.
What were you saying?
So I had long hair when I worked at Domino's.
dude, have you ever seen Seth with long hair?
Have you actually?
He asked
no,
if I'd
no,
ever.
no.
If
Oh, I thought you were
Keaton
just trying
had
to cut
ever-
him off. I'm sorry.
Oh, LOL, bro.
It was a spur of the moment question.
Keaton never saw me with long hair. My hair's getting longer than it's ever been when Keaton.
I feel like I've had.
Are you trying to grow it out again?
I mean, it's just happening.
Dude, I think you
Um,
should.
Pretty much where I'm at.
Dude, the Rockstar vibe is lit.
I mean,
It is it's like
Oh, yeah.
it's post grunge.
oh yeah. Oh,
I was
facial hair, bro.
yeah, bro. I just letting it go. Yeah.
that was the thing I was
I want to wax it.
Is it post grunge?
Dude, it's like the mustache being like too long is like
I wanna
that
get
thing.
it
It's like 2006 rock.
He looks like
You know.
he's gonna work at a gas station, but he's like the coolest guy that ever worked at a gas station. Kinda
Dude,
like,
You look
And
like
I know the secrets of the universe.
yes, that's it. He like knows
He's a
about
wi-
aliens
wizard.
and shit. Like yes,
yeah,
yes.
the wizard archetype. Yes.
Dude, if a wizard lived today and they had to like hide the fact that they were magical, so they just
would work
worked
at a gas station.
Are you
Yeah.
saying something? Reptilian over here. Dude, I love that you. Wait, no. Did you have any more to say? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just
Okay,
gonna
okay.
say it's like thinking back to that point in my life where I was like, okay, I want to make music. It's like I was never like, what am I gonna look like there? I just knew that I was gonna like have lots of jewelry and lots of women, and it was like I didn't even think about cars because I just like have never been like a car guy or whatever.
Dude, same.
Bro, the one, that's crazy because cars I've always like having that car is like it for me.
Well,
But-
to be fair, just to point on.
Damn, how did he get another?
Just
I literally closed
He
my
said,
eyes.
"Bink."
Opened them back up, and you had a mic. Like literally closed.
It teleported into his hand.
On the point of the car, I've never had any luck with cars ever. So I'm just like, it's like.
Same.
This is exactly what I'm gonna. That's crazy that you said that because I'm literally gonna ask. Do you think thinking that it's always been about women? Is that why you've never been able to keep a relationship? Because in my mind, like because of like my mom and dad, probably like that's always been in my mind of like having that woman in my life, like
Fair.
forever having that one, and that's why I have one so early, and it's like. You put it into the universe that one day you're gonna have a ton of women, so you don't need one on the way up.
Fair. And yeah, I mean, it's like, it's in moments where I'm like lonely. It's like, yeah, the Vanella Boy gets lonely in case you haven't heard my music.
I'm crying.
Bob Evans, dude. What was it? Oscar Cheesin?
Oh yeah.
A stupid fucking joke we made. I was like, Oscar's cheese, and he's like, bro, you know about my hidden song? I was like, Oscar is cheesing?
Dude, I wrote a song about Oscar cheese.
But what were you saying?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was fucking with me, bro.
I was saying like, yeah, I mean, you get what you put out into the world. So it's like, of course, it only makes sense that even though it's something I want really bad, and it's not to say that I'll never have it. And that's the other thing. I'm like trying to experience both sides, and it's like if I get one girl first, then I'm never gonna just have a bunch of women, or I would have to lose said girl and then get her back if she was the one or whatever. And it's like, so I wanna. And the other thing is like, I'm glad that I did that because I've just learned a lot about women in that kind of experience. Because I'm like, okay, I'm experiencing a bunch of different women and how to handle any kind of like situation like that. And then it's like when I find the girl, I'm already gonna be prepared for her to like be in my life, and I can handle that. But yeah, I mean, I would say yeah. To answer your question, I think it makes sense that I don't have like a steady girlfriend because I see myself in the future having multiple women. Yeah. Not like the only word that's coming to my head right now is romantically. Seriously, like no serious women in my life. Like I'd just be like hoeing around.
Same.
Yeah. God's like, hey, bro, take these learning lessons, make a couple albums.
Yeah.
You ever thought you had something serious, but you found out it wasn't?
Oh yeah.
I mean, high school.
Dude, have you heard any of my music?
I just want some closure, bro.
Bro.
Dude, facts.
Dude, when I was on when I was on the third month of both my relationships, I was like, yeah, this is the real deal. I love her. And then after we broke up, I was like, oh, that was all not real. Nothing about that was real, actually.
Dude, it was a facade that you were creating for yourself.
Yeah, and it's like, it's because, I mean, it feels like the right thing to do, and in the moment, it feels great. It's like to tell a girl you love her and you think you mean it, just thinking you mean it is a great feeling.
Dude, and I would say I think telling a girl you love her is like one of the most vulnerable things that you could do.
I totally agree.
And I think that's why it bites me in the ass so often. Because it's like I'll tell a girl that I really do love, that I love her, but she's not serious enough and like deserving of that yet.
What makes you say that?
Because it's like, okay, I can feel that way and show it, but I don't need to say it. And it's like the more I show it and the more I find out whether she's appreciative of that or not, then I can be like, she's leaving. All right, I love you. Like,
how tough is it
it's
to
like
not
I
say
never
it?
told Gabby I loved her like out loud.
I thought you did.
Yeah, I did the first time.
Oh,
and then
okay.
It was like after that, it was just
So
like,
it was one time?
I maybe said it like 3 times.
Okay, still, that's very
Not
rare.
out loud, but like twice, like over text because we were just like talking. It was like never on the phone.
You never did it out loud?
No.
Not a single time?
Other than the first time.
Okay, so one
Yes.
exact time. Okay, that's
I
crazy.
did it the first time, and then actually there was a second time that I like sideways said it. I was like, I'm really trying to love you, but you do things that make me feel like I shouldn't be saying that And she was like, well, you literally just said it by saying that. I was saying I love her.
She totally took
yeah.
it. Yeah.
And it's like, that's exactly what I was doing, essentially, but it was just, like, worded specifically.
Right.
I don't know. It sounds like you're trying to love her.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean that you love her.
Well, I did love her at that moment in time. It's like I'm trying to. It's like
gotta know that.
true, and it's also like I'm trying to sustain it, is what I'm getting at, and she's making it really hard.
So like, did you love that she vaped?
No.
It's like,
And for any of you fuckers out there that vape, get over it.
Yeah, if you ask me to hit your vape, I will be like, no, I don't want to do that.
would you say vaping is, and at least in this moment, or at least at the time, a
An
part
ick?
of her identity? Yes, an ick.
I would smoke a cigar.
It is an ick. That is an ick for me. Yes.
Is vaping a part of her? Is that what you're
Is
saying?
it like a part of her
Factual,
identity?
factual, bro, factual.
Like, does she identify as I am someone who vapes?
I would say yes.
She is someone who vapes.
She identifies as a vapor.
Right.
I mean,
Is that what you said?
That's what I'm asking.
he's
is-
essentially getting.
Oh,
at that,
I
yes.
thought that's what you said.
It's
Okay,
just an
okay.
example of one of the things that he does not love about her.
Right.
So he loves things about her, but her as a whole does not fit every single box of what you would love in a woman.
Which is why I shouldn't just be telling her I love her, because overall, I can't say that.
It's not like unequivocally, unconditionally true.
Fair.
Do you think it feels like it's not reciprocated unless she's doing those things?
Unless she's doing what things?
Like if you let her know, I don't like when you vape. It's hard for me to love you when you vape. If she doesn't give up vaping, is that communicating less to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say it's almost like a spit in the face.
It's
like,
a what? Spit in the face?
Yeah, it's like I'm literally telling you this is upsetting me, and then you're just like, yeah, well, get over it.
It kind of sucks because I think the ideal situation would be to find someone that meets the criteria and like they just already didn't vape.
Right.
And it's like, that's where it's like, when you say, I wish you'd stop vaping, if she identifies as someone who vapes, then she's hearing you say, I
Is
wish
that a new gender?
you weren't you. Yeah.
Vape slash vapor.
Identifies as, but it's like, she's hearing you say that you wish she
Is it not
was
on the clip?
her. You wish she was a different
Oh, it
person
stopped?
who didn't vape.
Is it
Which-
still? Sorry, Seth. I don't know if it's still live.
It's live on my phone.
Okay.
Oh, I must have clicked on something else. Can you hit clip for me?
Well, I thank you.
Sure,
I
bro.
thank you.
Just making sure it's actually live.
What were you saying,
Yeah,
Seth?
we're good.
Okay. So it's like the ideal situation, what we all always really want is to just find the person that meets the criteria to a point where there's not a bunch of things we need to try to change about them.
True.
And it's just they just fit your mold naturally, or anything that's like somebody can be unmolded. Somebody can like, do they like bowling or not? They've never done it.
Fair.
So they go bowling with you and they hate it, and that doesn't fit your mold. But if they go bowling with you and they like it, and you like bowling, then okay, now they've discovered that they fit your mold more. So it takes more and more time to find the grooves of your molds together and find whether you fit together or not. And it's never, I mean, maybe I'm being pessimistic. It could be, but it's like, it's not bad if it's not perfect. But
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Is it like, if they're not like all the way not what you want.
or there's some major clash.
Right. It's like,
I feel like everybody got sacrifices, or not sacrifices, but everyone has. No one is gonna be like
Yeah.
similar to not. You're not gonna 100%.
they're not gonna be me.
Yeah.
I think it's
Of course.
it's
like,
Right.
They're not gonna be you.
right.
Right. And that's like, I think I've, not to like stray off too far, but I think I've come to like realize.
Dude, I love this.
lately, yeah, that it's like other people are not me. And it's even crazy because like my mom, like when I was like getting like 21, 22,
It's like I had to have like a serious conversation with her about like leaving me alone about the lifestyle I'm choosing. And she's like, I had to come to the realization that you're not me. And that's how she let go. And it's like, I'm like bossing my friends around and like talking down to people and like holding a standard over people that may not even be realistic. Some of it is. I'm not even going to back down on all of it. But it's like, I mean, I am trying to make them me. I'm trying to make them do the things that I think are correct, which sometimes is good, sometimes is bad. Like,
Is that manipulation?
Yes.
Technically.
Call
Technically.
back.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But your mold theory is very similar to my like world theory is how I put it. Like about the vaping thing. People who are serious about other people get their world with that person confused with the world.
Yes.
Like it's normal to vape. Why can't I vape? But in our world together, I don't want vaping to be a thing. And it's like that is I'm half of the world, literally.
Well, I would also say this, and this is something that I learned from Gabby. It's like I have to act in a certain like way when I'm in a relationship. And it's like I can't overreact because that doesn't solve anything. In fact, it creates more problems. And I realize, like, you know, when I'm just sturdy on the things that I care about and how I view her. And the other thing is, usually when I'm coming from that place, and this is the hurdle that I'm like trying to get past right now because it'll just come out unconsciously, is like I have to make it sound beneficial to them. That's a form of manipulation. And it's like the same thing I was telling. What the fuck were we talking about when I was like, when you? Oh, it was about the conversation with Noah.
Oh, dude,
And-
should we?
I mean,
Yeah,
I
what a
don't see it to
segue.
be that deep right now.
No. I'm not trying to take you off. I'm saying should we just in general
Talk about it.
at some point.
Yeah, we can.
All right, fair
I mean,
enough.
Like I'm saying, I don't think it was really that deep to the whole party involved. But it's like, you know, when he's like, okay, why don't I meet the criteria, which we'll touch on.
Yes, we will.
It's like you have to, when you're talking to him about why he's not meeting the criteria, it's to help him. That's the only reason we would even react to that, other than to bash him about it. But
We
it's
also know what it's like.
right, and that's not what. And the thing I was gonna say is we're not trying to bash people. So it's like we genuinely want people to get better because we know what it's like to not be the best version of yourself, and what you could do to start taking steps in that direction. And you have to make it sound like it's for them. Like you're saying, well, if you do these things, that would probably help your influence.
Or yeah, like public
And your
image,
image,
your
yeah,
attention. Yes.
And it's like that's for him. That's not for you're not getting anything out of that other than trying to
Yeah,
help him.
it's like value. I'm attempting.
He asked for it.
Right.
He
And it's
did.
like-
Yes.
so in that scenario, in any scenario, realistically, where you're trying to convince somebody of a different life path or choice, it's got to be beneficial to them, or it doesn't even make any sense to begin with. It's like I'm not going to tell you, dude, you want more money? Come help me rob a bank and maybe we'll go to jail. Like, also, then you could have 3 meals and a house that you don't have to pay for. Everybody else just
You
pays
said
their
meals?
taxes. Yeah, for it.
He has been gaining weight, but
But it's like,
I've actually been losing technically over the past
fair,
2 weeks.
fair.
but it's like in your mind, why would that make sense when you have so much on the line? Why would you do something like that and risk your fighting career over something like that? It's like that doesn't compute. I'm not putting it in a way that makes it out to be helpful to you. And I'm like, well, what if we start a charity and we just take money from people? And it's like I don't know where I'm going.
no, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
I heard
it's
the
like,
example.
If I was convincing enough
Bro,
and
it's
made
like,
it about to be, if I made it out to be something that's beneficial to you, then it would be more appealing.
dude. So it's like that clip. I don't know if you've seen this. Oh my god, I've seen this a few times. It's blueprinted out, and it's these 2 dudes, and he's like, man. So there's this bank. We get into the bank. We put applications in. They hire us. we work there for about 10 to 20 years, and eventually they'll pay us enough to where we don't gotta work there anymore, and that's robbing the bank. And he's like, motherfucker, that's getting a job.
Yes, bro. I
So
haven't
it's
seen
like
that forever.
Like that's not gonna benefit. That's not making my situation any better. That's
Right.
not what I'm looking for.
Fair. But yeah, so it's like when I'm telling Gabby, like, for example, and this was crazy because I'd never seen this in a girl before because I just wasn't holding frame like that, and I didn't realize how much power it actually had. When we first started talking, she was like smoking blunts all the time, which everybody has their vices, whatever, they can do whatever they want. But I'm like,
It's the tobacco blunts.
yes. And I was like, that shit is terrible for you.
Hemp.
Also,
Hemp all day.
and also, it's like it wastes way more weed than smoking out of a bowl. And it's like,
Of course.
and that was like the points I was making when because she's like saying, oh, so like you're like crackhead smoke out of bowls, like blah blah blah. And I almost,
Bro, I forgot about
I
that.
almost guarantee you that her ex-boyfriend was saying that shit.
Oh yeah. Oh,
And that's
yeah.
why she vapes, and that's why she smokes blunts,
Yup.
and that's why she does all the stupid shit that she does. It's like that man ruined her life and then put a kid in her. Yeah,
It's
and
quite
he's still
helpful.
around. And it's like, but as time went on in the relationship, and I'm just holding frame of like, bowls are just smarter. Bowls are just smarter. Like, it doesn't matter any way you put it, they're just smarter.
It's what, efficient on weed?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's efficient on weed and it's healthier for you than smoking blunts.
Do you know what the smartest, healthiest way of smoking is?
Is it
There
edibles?
like
Which isn't smoking.
dude, there's like a thing that I don't even know how it works. My drug dealer was telling me about it one time.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about because it's not even what I'm thinking about,
It's
bro.
like-
It's the volcano
I don't know
where
what
they put it in a bag. It like vaporizes
Nah.
into a bag. That's actually
It essentially does that, yes.
Yeah.
It like vaporizes it, and then you're not inhaling any like kind of smoke, and also it's like it gets the most THC out of it.
Yeah.
But
Well, the cheapest way, because I was gonna originally say what I learned, but then like you snapped me into reality.
fair.
Hashtag Slim Shady. And
The
now-
real
and then I
Slim
was like, yeah, it's the
Shady.
volcano shit, because all the fighters do that shit.
Fair.
And
It's probably better
but
for their cardio.
oh yeah, big time. Because we smoked a billionaire wrap earlier because the smoke shop I went
Billionaire
to
wrap.
didn't have camos,
Mm.
and so I had to do the billionaires, and like I took a hit of that, and I was like, this is not the same
Damn.
hemp wrap, bro.
Yeah.
Like at all.
It's
It's
not the
shit.
same.
And it's like over the course of our relationship, she stopped smoking blunts. Dude, she like came over this is like near the end of our relationship. She was like, yeah, I mean, I just don't really smoke like that anymore. I mean, she still smoked, but it was like she cut way back. She only smoked out of the bowl. And then also she just drank more. And it's like because that's what I was doing and that's what we were doing and it's like
Disappointed. SMH.
it's like
Shaking thy head.
she was willing to hear me out because I was willing to stand on the point and stand on the facts and not bend when I knew I shouldn't be bending. Like there's like a point where a compromise makes sense, but in that scenario it's like if we're talking about
No,
what's
you're
the healthiest, you're wrong. Plain and simple, the facts are there. It's just you're wrong. Now
She was saying blunts are healthy.
no, but she's just like trying to dog on smoking out of bowls, and I'm like, you're the crackhead. You're the one smoking tobacco and nicotine. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you're the one addicted.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Like the tobacco is literally in your system, and it's like,
It fuels you.
oh my god, it does, bro.
But it's
That is one of the best highs, though. I'm not gonna lie.
tobacco high.
Yeah. Like I haven't done one in like months.
I couldn't even
But-
tell you
Well,
last
no,
time
I'm
I
talking
did
about
one.
tobacco blunt wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Dude,
haven't
it's
had
a
it in a
different kinda
long
high.
It's
time.
like if you do too much, you're fucked.
Yeah.
But like if you do like half a blunt with like two people,
Maybe fair. I couldn't even tell you last time I
it's
did
like a
that.
good chill. I mean, you ain't gonna be productive, I guarantee.
Dude, I don't know. I smoke a lot and I get a lot of shit done.
Dude, it's a different kind of smoke though. It's like
What is it like?
it's like doubled.
Like
Damn
it,
near.
like it's like an
Damn
air
near,
balloon. Like,
Yeah,
like you
it's
can't
like
even do shit.
it's like, bro. Well, I'm not even gonna say you can't do shit.
It's like
just
living like the fisheye, kind of, but like it's like
Okay.
very slight.
and also
Fair.
I'm just basically
I'm-
the point I was
I'm
making
keeping up.
is you would smoke less.
Oh,
It would
okay.
get you probably to the same level if you smoked less of like a tobacco blunt, because it's like the double high. You're getting the nicotine high and the marijuana high.
Yeah.
Fair.
Anyways, the point I'm trying to get at is I made the points to her about why it made more sense to smoke bowls instead of blunts, appeasing to making sense to her. So then she was like, okay, well, I'll at least try it. And then she was trying it, and she was like, wow. Dude, another thing she did was drinking water more.
Yes, I remember that.
Dude, she literally came up to me one day at work and was just like, yo, now when I drink water, I feel like I'm on crack. Because she was just not doing it. Like, she's just fueling herself on Mountain Dew and Red Bull. And it's like, that energy is, first of all, not sustainable. And second of all, if that's the only energy you're getting, it's just
You
depleting
crash
and depleting
eventually.
and
It's
depleting.
gonna
it's
kill
like-
you. It's gonna kill you.
Yeah, and I'm like,
bro.
just drink more
Especially
water.
if she got heart problems.
Right. And then it's like, she starts
Like in
doing
her
that.
family type shit.
She starts doing that. She's healthier. She looks healthier. Like, you can just see it. Like, and we were talking about it. It's like, dude, she was depressed when we got there. And then it's like over time, as she spent more time with me, she just was more uplifting and like fun.
Even when she was like depressed, like would you say she still like at least like showed up for work and stuff?
I mean, yeah, but she was way more angry.
Okay.
Way more.
She was more willing to shut down. She would shut down.
Yeah.
She's like, not my problem. This
Yeah.
is stupid.
She would get upset and like go off on people.
Yeah,
right.
she would get very.
Hey, was she doing more than?
She'd get pretty nitpicky
Was
about
she
things.
doing like pills?
No. She did take an Adderall once, and I was like right at the beginning. I was like, if you ever do that shit again and come to my house.
Oh, I do remember you telling me
you're never
about that.
coming back
Yeah,
here.
bro. I think you told me that when we were in that other room in the Capitol House,
Capitol House?
like near downtown, like just like before we moved into this one.
Oh.
The
Yeah.
other room, I think.
Yeah, and it's just like, and that's the thing. It's like, I was like, if you ever do that again, you come to my house, like, you're never coming back here again. And then she never did it again.
Could you tell? Like.
Yes. Bro, she was sweating profusely.
Ooh.
Just chilling. She did not stop talking. She like got on the ground and was like showing me some shit. Like, dude, she was just spazzing. And in the moment,
Just one? Like.
no, I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
even know
she
how
took
that shit
two
works.
or something. She was just being stupid. And I didn't realize in the moment. And then when she told me, I was like, all of that makes sense.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, if you ever do that shit again and lie, yeah, don't come back.
Yeah. Oh, she lied about it.
Yeah, because I was like, don't do that shit. Just come over and hang out. Because she was like, I'm depressed. I'm like this. This is going on, blah, blah, blah. And I was
What
like,
do you think causes depression
I
in
think-
humans?
That's a great
Do
question.
you think it is born, or do you think it is like obviously it's both and all that, but like
So
It's a tough question.
well, what it is literally a chemical imbalance in your brain.
do you think that chemical imbalance can be balanced?
Yeah.
More people can be susceptible to that imbalance. It depends a lot on genetics, but that is not to say that there's nothing they
And it
can
also depends a lot on like your environment and where. you're
Yes, I
brought up and
totally
shit.
agree. It's how much
Yeah,
sunlight
good
you're
point.
getting, how much
Yeah.
sleep you're getting.
I would say it's
What
worth
you're
it.
eating.
Exactly.
I would
Yeah.
say
That's right,
it's worth it to try. To
Yeah.
find a balance for your. It's like it doesn't help to give up and say I can't be helped. That's I mean, especially with something like depression, that's literally just going to
Yeah.
lead to the worst case scenario. The most rational thing to do in that moment is say there must be something that can change.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
to at least try, because if you try and it doesn't work, you still get the worst case scenario, but at least you tried.
I still have
If
some
you
left.
never try, you're
Yeah.
gonna get the worst case scenario.
It's like, yeah, I agree. It's like some people think that they're a lost cause with depression. It's like you should try to live out the healthiest decisions you can before just claiming you have depression.
At least attempt it before giving it up.
I agree. It's like try fitness, try dieting, try sleep.
You need.
Yeah, try
to.
walking, try getting in the sunlight more. It's like before you do all these things, you don't really have a case. I don't
And-
care what a doctor said.
And depression,
No,
of
bro.
course.
No
Depression
pills?
is telling you and making you not like it's making it really hard, like extra hard to do any of those things.
Yeah.
Like that's understandable that it's a challenge, and even more so of a challenge than somebody that's not depressed. But
That
the-
also goes into like reaching out to people and telling people yourself, like sucking it up I feel like nowadays that's not really a problem. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know.
What,
About
depression?
about people like speaking up about their shit and issues.
More so these days. Yeah, people are more willing to be open.
I mean, I
about
feel
it.
like it's over. Like
It's because
Yeah.
It is very saturated.
saturated.
it's because therapy. I think.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Bro, I don't know how
Another
I feel
part
about
of it
therapy,
is
man.
it's like somebody can say they are depressed and never have gone to a therapist. It's like we don't
True.
know for sure who's being honest.
In
and
cases
so people
like
are
that, yeah.
using the sympathy they're seeing others get for being depressed, sympathy that makes sense, and using it to their advantage to get the same sympathy. And that's not even to say that it's most of the people who say they're depressed, but some people are lying.
And that's where it gets tough, dude, because it's like, at the end of the day, your ego wants attention and your ego wants validation. And if the way that you're achieving that is through pity and saying, I can't help it, please feel bad for me, there is a percentage of the population that's just going to take that card. Yeah. They do the same shit with trans. They do the same shit with being gay. I think a lot of people aren't as gay as they think they are.
If you're taking that card, something is wrong. I mean, there's something going wrong with you mentally. And it's like, we need to figure that out.
Yes.
But it's not depression, it's a major lack of accountability.
I was getting ready to say, is it like a lack of dedication?
But there's some kind of psychological block going on that's stopping them from just.
I feel like especially as a man.
Which is fine. I can admit that. Sorry.
True. Very true, though. Very true.
I'm going to let you finish. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But I feel like as a man, literally, like the one cure to depression is just like working.
I thought you were going to say
That's, like,
whooping
your
somebody's
body.
ass.
that shit does solve some shit, bro.
I bet.
Dude.
Yeah, just working, whether on your body, on something.
Yes.
Like just getting up before the sunrise, hopping in a cold bath or a cold shower.
Bro, you keep
Like,
inspiring me when
Just
you say that
just
shit.
that one thing is like, dude, I can get shit fucking done. And I'm gonna get shit done today. Like, I already woke up before the fucking sun. I already put myself in a cold, bad situation that's against my body's will.
Dude, I have so much to say.
What else am I gonna, like, there's no way that you were going to feel depression if you cycle that.
If you feel like a
just need to
winner.
not let yourself, yeah, exactly. You just you need to not let yourself become a loser.
You should want to feel like a winner every day.
Oh, shit.
Real quick, I was
again?
just gonna touch on what you had said. It's like, when it comes to depression, the best medicine is accountability.
Facts.
It's like
that's where it starts.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's like you have to take on the responsibility of, okay, if your life sucks, why and whose fault is it? And one of the if there's multiple people to blame that your life suck, you're one of those people.
One of them
no
has to be
matter
you.
What?
Yes.
100% of the time,
Yes.
you are one of those people.
Because you're not understanding that there's always something worse.
Not even that, but
That's just
it's
one
like
thing,
Yeah, there's a lot of
it's
stuff.
like, bro, if I'm like depressed because I never see the sun, it's like, whose fault is it that I'm not getting out of bed and going and walking in the sun?
Facts.
I can't help my sleep schedule.
It's like, yes, you can.
Bro, you can wake up 1 hour before the
That's thing
sun
with
goes
those kind of
down.
people is that they'll give themselves
Yep.
every excuse.
Yep.
To where it's like, dude, my body is so adjusted to my sleep schedule to where I cannot change it now.
They're adapted to the routine, and
if they're blaming
slave to
someone
it.
else, like they're saying, there's someone else in my life that's treating me badly and it's causing me to
Excuse
be
me.
depressed. If they're trying to point the finger away from them,
They got 3-point back at them.
unless you are quite literally
You know
like
that fucking saying?
I think so.
indentured to them, like they've got you locked away in a cage, you could leave and get away from that person and no longer interact with them. If it's your boss is so terrible to you that you're depressed but you can't leave your job, you have to understand you have to leave your job.
Yeah, bro.
And if it's your partner and they're treating you so badly that you're depressed, then, I mean, go to therapy with your partner, maybe. I mean, you can take steps. I'm not saying to just abandon it. But
it just depends on how you're
if it gets
talked
to
with
a
that
certain
partner.
point where you've given every effort and if you're to a point where you're depressed, you're endangering your life. Depression is serious.
Yeah, it takes away your life. It's like smoking cigarettes.
You can end up killing yourself. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a long road that can be taken. And it's like you have to understand that even though it seems like you can't, what you cannot do is actually not leave your partner in that scenario. It's like you are going to die if you just keep going down a road that leads you into something like depression. Like,
Right, because it blocks your ability to think logically.
True,
You
it
have
clouds
so much
you.
overwhelming negativeness
Yes, true.
floating over you all the time. It's like a raining cloud that like perception in cartoons is like almost realistic,
Very accurate.
but metaphorical.
It's like symbolic.
Yeah, it's like so overcast all the time, bro. It's me and Days talked about this around the time we were starting manifesting. Dude, I remember like telling you, it's like, bro, when I go outside now, compared to like when I would go outside when I was like 20, bro, the day just looks way brighter.
That makes sense.
Like everything out here looks more inviting. I'm like, oh, the trees, bro, the grass,
the smell.
Maybe I want to put my feet in the grass because I hardly ever do that. Like I'm always wearing shoes, and it's like, dude, I'd be like, I don't want to get in the grass, bro. Like I might get bit, I might get fucking whatever, I might step on something. Yeah, like, dude, I don't want to go out in the sun. I just sunburn. Like that just sucks.
Yeah,
like,
just
it's too hot. Like,
anything to not
it's
anything.
And then I'm like, oh my god, dude, I hate the winter because I just love seeing the sun, and it's like I don't get to do that hardly in the winter. It's like, back to the sleep schedule thing. It's like anything in your life you could change. It doesn't. It's like unless it's like, oh, dude, you're missing an arm. Like you're not gonna change that. But it's like you could change the things that you have in your house to accommodate only having one arm. Like there are ways to get around anything. You just have to look for them. But if you're only looking for problems, that just stacks onto the depression.
And it gives you a cop-out.
Yeah.
So it validates you.
Yeah, it's like, I can't change my sleep schedule. Oh, well, all right, baby, just stay asleep for all day. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know what to tell you other than that. And it's like, I was in that head space.
Yes.
It's like, I have literally slept for 24 hours, not because I'm sick, but because I'm just
Don't want to get up.
fed up with life. Yeah, I'm just like, I'll just sleep because that's easy, bro. I don't even have to think about what's going on in the day because I'm still asleep.
No input.
Yeah, like I'm the neutral planet.
Hello. All I know is maybe. No, the thing about it is I've gone through depressive episodes in my life. I've had times in my life where I just want to stay in bed and not do anything at all. And like he said, what were we talking about? Like waking up in routine and getting in a cold shower and just like
tackling a challenge before the day really starts so that you have already accomplished. It's like the whole making your bed mentality.
Yes.
You want to get a task done and be like, okay, I did something.
Fair.
Dude, every day when I get up, I have to like pick up my
True.
blankets and, like, put the couch cushions back and shit because I've been sleeping on the couch and using extra cushions and extra blankets and shit. And it's like I have to clean all that up because the living room needs to be back in order. And it's like it's a very routine thing, and it's helping me.
Yes, dude.
Dude, not to keep you from talking even longer. I was just gonna say.
Fine.
No, I was talking about David because I keep cutting him off.
No, I wanted to keep that.
Let me cut him off.
It's like you have a choice, but you almost don't have a choice. And by default, since that's the routine now, it's just good for you. It almost helps
I'm trying to
you.
light that back up.
Yeah, it's in the ashtray.
Dude, my thing.
Hold on.
I'm so sorry,
I was just gonna say.
No,
like,
I'm listening.
It's
grabbing nips.
It's by the terms of like you live with two people, and if you don't want them to be bothered by that, you're
Right.
just willing to take the extra step to do that to be comfortable, and then put it back every time so that you're not bothering, but you're also being like comfortable when you sleep.
And you know, I would say, I'm kind of just realizing this, but it's like, if I hadn't already put myself in the mentality to start making my bed every day, which I'm not saying I did every day, but when we lived in Columbus, I did it a lot. At least half the days or more. I made my bed and cleaned up my room when I got up. Anything that I had left out or anything like that from the night before, I would make sure it was cleaned up.
It might go out.
And it's like, now we move into this apartment, and I would say the fact that I was already in the routine of that to some degree helps feed into the fact that I'm even being conscious about the fact that the cushions are.
Yeah, we do.
I can just wake up and unconsciously go through my day.
Nobody would sit on the futon.
Right.
And also the couch because all the couch cushions.
It's in the black backpack.
Right. And it's like, okay, so like I'm more conscious of how I'm affecting the world around me. Like messing up a bed when you go to sleep.
Oh.
And messing up your room when you take your clothes off and throw them on the floor, because that's something I have a habit of. And it's like, if I'm picking up my clothes in the morning and I'm making my bed, the first thing I'm doing is being accountable and understanding something I did to affect the world the night before and that I need to clean up now. and it's like that's leading into me being more conscious about the way I affect the world and what I need to do to prevent. Because I could throw my clothes in a basket, which is what I'm doing now. I don't just throw my clothes everywhere. I live in an apartment with other people, and I'm in the living room when I sleep, so I can't just throw my shit on the floor.
It's giving you a reason
and maybe clean it up later.
What's the word? No.
Where's the ashtray?
Reason to be responsible.
Yeah, and it's like so
That's
that's
defined in
that's
my world.
adding on to that's adding on to what I was already doing, and now it's like because I'm conscious of the fact now that okay, I have to clean up my clothes every morning. If I wasn't doing that, I wouldn't even remember how many times I'm throwing my shit on the floor. But because I'm doing it, and every time I have to clean up my room in the morning, I'm picking up the clothes I threw on the floor last night. I'm more conscious of, oh, I just throw my clothes on the floor at night.
Yeah. You're aware of your behavior when you do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So even just having done that, even though I didn't stop immediately, it still over time I became more conscious of what I was doing, and now I'm just throwing my stuff in a basket.
Yeah, I'm getting better about stuff like that as well. I think the apartment, even though the apartment sucks in a lot of ways, it's helping with little stuff like that.
Yeah,
I
we
agree.
have to be on top of a lot of things if
Yeah.
we're gonna function well.
Yes.
And we're not the type of people to just accept not functioning well right now.
I was also
Like-
gonna say.
Oh shit.
I was also gonna say it's like
Speaks into the joint, burns his lip.
we already were like developing a lot of habits around that to be like the dishes getting done. It's like we lacked off on it for a while at the Columbus house, but that's because we had the sink space.
True.
Well, now every time the sink is like basically like half full,
Anything. It looks
Yeah,
bad.
it's just like-
Anything.
we're just like, all right, we just gotta do the dishes.
It's like, fuck this.
we would cook 3 or 4 times and then be like, all right, bro, we're
Yes.
out of pans. We got to do the dishes. And it's like, that's happened a couple times in the apartment, but I would say it happens way less.
Fair. I wanted to talk about routine because I've been changing a lot about my routine here recently.
Fair.
I've been like, it hasn't been like direct confrontation, but I've been bringing up like little things in the past that I didn't realize what I was agreeing to, and I brought back up and been like, okay, let me reassess this. I did that with the casual cast with Noah, and then I did it with both. What happened?
White shorts.
What are you gonna do?
I
the
guess
opposite
die. I
cup.
don't know. Like,
I ashed on you, dog.
But with,
check this out. Keep talking, David, please.
yeah, I'm trying to gather my thoughts. With Noah and Seth, I had like a direct confrontation with just how I want to live my life and how I'm taking this period of my life, because I don't have a set job anymore. So it's not like a 40, 50 hour a week thing that I have to plan around. That was how I lived my life since I was 16. I'm 24 now. So for 6 years I've been hitting joints
Not true.
and living my. Did I fuck up?
No, it was just like it happened.
Oh, okay. Living my schedule based off of a corporate job, because I needed to work at least 30 hours a week to have any money to do what I wanted to do. If I'm only going to work 25 hours a week, I'd be lucky to get the bills, especially living in Columbus the way that we did. So it's like I've only gotten 3 months of what it's like to just live making money by other means, independent means. And I've had a lot of free time because of that. And I'm spending my time the exact same way that I was when I had a regular job. Somehow, some way, it feels like I'm writing the exact same amount. It feels like I'm meditating the exact same amount. I'm not doing more of anything, and I have more free time. So, and that disturbs me, personally. I don't like that. I don't like that I have more free time, but it feels like I'm putting the same amount of time into these passions of mine. It's like when I was at Domino's, it's like, oh, it makes sense that you're only putting 20 hours a week into music. That's all you can do. You're literally stretching yourself thin. But now I have all this surplus of free time, and I'm not taking it to do what I really want to do. And that's really what motivated me to start this podcast with Seth, because it's all based around learning, and it's all based around historic knowledge and why humanity has come to this point, politically, psychologically, philosophically.
Yeah. Would you not say, and I'm not even saying that this is the case, but do you think that you're not at a job like that, but you're spending more time doing other things that you would like to be doing that you couldn't do when you were just focusing on music writing and etc.
Fair. I'm same.
I'm good.
I'm listening.
That you could only focus on the main passions. And
Yeah.
there's other things that now you can do with the free time that you utilize some of the free time for, so it makes sense that you would still be doing
Yes.
just as much work on the main passions.
Yes.
Hey.
It's like side quests, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like that's what's happening to me right now with food
Yeah.
because I'm cooking more.
Yeah.
We're not going out, and with
Dude, we eat out maybe like once every 2 weeks.
right.
at
So
this rate.
I'm cooking more. I'm involving myself more with food, and we're gonna have to now.
Yeah.
Food is gonna be a large part of our life here soon.
I'm excited.
So it's like because we got food stamps.
Yeah, we got food stamps.
Yeah.
Dude, and
Oh,
it was
yeah.
based on the 3 of us. And we got like $700 something
Oh my
for the month.
fucking yo.
Bro, it's actually
Dude.
gonna be insane, bro. I haven't spent over $100 at the store in like a year.
How the fuck did y'all do that?
We just applied and it worked.
Yeah. Well,
Bro,
we
you think I could?
We don't
Yes,
have jobs.
yes, you could totally apply.
We don't have jobs, and we pay rent, but we work it off, so it's like not an income. It's more just like we don't pay rent.
Damn,
Alyssa
Alyssa living with me is probably gonna fuck that over then, huh?
Having
Fuck,
a job,
okay.
having an income is like gonna lower the amount at least.
Dude, I wonder if
Yeah, even worse.
You might be able to try. You never know. What if you got $100?
Get told no.
Yeah, like what the fuck ever. You gotta apply for jobs regularly. Okay,
I
Indeed
feel like
doesn't reply
she-
anyway.
She
Never.
No, dude.
structured the
Oh,
interview. or
I didn't know
not the
that.
interview, but used the interview to structure a framework around our
Are they really?
They sponsored
and to say, okay,
Oh, okay, okay.
they work, but they don't.
Does
the
UFC have
Rogan
him in there?
This one
The
works
Rogan
this.
experience.
He.
What the government really
They
wants is
sponsor
more
him.
people signed up
Okay,
into
okay.
this
They sponsor Rogan.
job training program to prove that it's doing something and
The
helping.
fuck?
So it's like, okay, 2 of them, they're kind of working. They've got an income, but they don't. So we're just gonna say 2 of them don't have a job. They got to do this job training, and 1 of them works 20 hours a week because the rent's getting paid off.
Dude, one of the questions was, how much cash do you have at the
None.
house? And I
At
was
the
like-
time, none.
I was like,
negative.
Like cash money.
yeah, I was like, we have $3. Because that's all we had as a collective.
Shout out Alyssa Miller.
Yeah. Dude, speaking of which, a bigger side quest, routine.
Yeah. You're structuring a lot of your time around figuring out what is the best routine. So your writing is still getting, what did you say, 20 hours a week?
Yeah, I said that for music, but yeah,
Oh,
writing would be
yeah.
accurate.
It's like, it's still getting all of that writing in, but there's just a bunch of different shit going on that you have to focus on too now because your schedule is your own and you have to pay attention to every single minute of it.
Social media,
Yeah.
that's another one. I'm learning
Facts.
a bunch about social media. Technology, I'm learning a shit. And video editing,
Yeah.
it's like I'm not going to disregard these things.
Dude, and
those
it's
are
like-
those are dope.
How much time would you have been able to spend into video editing when you're spending so much time on music and
No way.
writing
No
and
way.
dominoes?
No way.
And it's like, I think that this time has been very, like, very, very low.
Like
But-
limiting.
Just, like, in general. Like, we've been
Everything bottom.
depressed. We've been angry. We've been upset.
Hopeless.
Yeah. It's
in
like-
doubt.
And
I have a question for you. All right. And I was wondering, I was like, man,
David doesn't have his shirt off.
because
David.
I didn't realize the whole. I thought that.
dude, keep that off.
Yeah.
All right, I accept
Oh
the
shit!
challenge.
The hat's off
I
too.
accept-
Damn.
I
Okay.
accept the
Okay.
challenge.
Okay.
Here.
Oh shit! Let's
Yeah.
go.
To moms.
No hats.
Okay. Bye.
Peace be safe.
What were you
I
saying?
took my hat off.
But
David, you see this?
bro, let's do it. Yo,
Took the hat off.
Huh?
Took the hat off.
Dude, Keen's busting the hair out too, bro.
There you go.
Yeah.
Take the chains off. No.
we're all
That's
natty.
not Mad Dog.
We're all natty.
Dude, I'm not wearing my glasses.
So who's the first one to take the pants off?
I was hoping you would.
If it gets to that point, I'll be the first one to take my undies off, bro. But so I was talking back and forth to myself on whether I should pull like a Rogan and Brendan Schaub of like because he's a UFC fighter and one time
At this point or later.
Yeah.
on the podcast he confronted Brendan Schaub and said, "Yo, I think you should retire because you don't have it anymore, all that shit. It's not along those lines at all. But I was wondering, should I bring this up on the podcast or not? And I feel like me forgetting is a sign. So, do you wish that you would have like stayed consistent in music this whole time? Like, do you think that would have made you less depressed and stuff? Like no matter what,
Yes.
like like this still happens. Everyone's still doing everything, but
I have
like
a very similar
you
question.
are like always music focused.
Dude, I have a really crazy question, real quick.
Uh,
I thought about it today. You can
Is it-
it goes in.
okay.
Do you feel like you would be more motivated and more fulfilled in like the excitable life if you were releasing music more often?
Yes.
Dude, I think that's another step you should. I know it takes money.
I am.
He has been working on that.
Right. I'm not saying
and
he's
I
not.
am.
I'm not saying you're not.
Speaking of, the
There we go, there we go.
27th,
Let's go.
That Feeling drops on all streaming platforms this month.
Y'all gotta listen to
Finally.
that shit.
Shit's a banger.
It's literally a radio song. Like you
Yes.
just listen to it all the time.
It's a summer banger,
It is.
but it's an
fire.
always banger also.
It's really good
Timeless
for the end
banger.
of summer, I think, because
Dude, That Feeling was the summer.
it's like, yeah, but also what what the song is about is like letting go.
True. Moving on.
Yeah, and I think end of summer is a perfect spot for that to release.
Fair. I agree. It's like, dude, I can't believe it's not summer in the summer, and then I released it in like September, and it was like a whole summer mixtape that was about it not being summer, but how much I love summer and what I miss about summer. I know, I saw a fucking walking around earlier.
What is it? Oh, a moth. That moth is as good as
I don't
gone.
even know where it
Good
went.
as drowned. Not Minecraft.
How much do you think that thing weighs?
That's what's gonna happen to you, Connor,
I was
motherfucker.
You're a wasp.
same
No,
joke,
sorry.
same joke. What was the weigh in there? What was the weigh in there? It's like 145 to like. That's because you eating so much.
I'd say 150.
150?
Oh yeah.
Damn. Okay.
You're 150 or the moth was 150?
The moth was like 160.
You gain weight really easily.
Damn.
Yeah, honestly.
Dude, I was like 139 the day of my fight, so that was bullshit.
Damn.
Dude, yeah, I mean, I don't gain weight like that.
Yeah, that
Dude,
thing
I'm
was like
so
look,
ready to
it's over
gain
there.
weight like that.
half ounce.
It's just walking in circles. Up,
You're the
up.
Dude, he took a kick from,
Mad Dog,
Mad
bro.
Dog,
He took
bro.
a whole ass kick from Mad Dog, bro.
and he's only a half ounce.
Okay, so Connor's beneath that
Connor
then.
could take a couple. Oh my bad.
Oh,
That's
okay,
like,
okay.
That's like
So he's a
Fair.
moth at least.
quadruple welterweight, bro. That's like fucking. This thing is. This thing don't weigh as much as your pinky toe. You just kicked it with your whole foot.
Dude,
I couldn't imagine. Like, that is crazy as fuck.
he's lucky he was in the water.
Yeah.
True.
Dude, if you would have kicked him out of the air, bro.
Would have just bing.
Yeah, bro.
Could have submitted his ass.
Insta-death.
Giants in there.
Yes,
Just literally
bro.
just gigantic motherfuckers in there.
That they can't understand. They.
He can't even swim. He's like trying to get away. He's like,
Fuck, dude, what's happening? What's happening? And then this just big ass motherfucking foot just comes in and smokes him out of the water.
You take one step that's farther than he can fly, and like,
Mad Dog versus Moth Dog.
Oh, hell no. Yeah, you stay up there in your safe space, you little bitch.
Dude,
That's right.
he's trying
He
to
likes
steal your
the
light,
light.
bro.
he likes
Where's the bathroom?
In the house.
Right here?
You just go straight to the right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, if you walk in and you literally just go through this doorway right here.
Yeah,
to
just
your
not in
right.
the pool.
Yeah. And then when you walk through the doorway, it's going to be directly on your right. Damn, I really wanted to tell David
I'm
this.
not gonna lie. Ever since jail, I can't wear my hair down anymore, bro. Like I used to at night sometimes, but like, dude, it was down for like in my face the whole time. And I would use it. I'm not gonna lie, I use it as like a little bit of like a blanketing, because like, look at this. Like I would like trying to sleep, and I just be like covering my face.
Fair.
So that was kind of dope for that. But like, I can't do it anymore, man. It's like, oh,
Dude, it's a different Keaton for sure.
yeah. Bro, I just wonder what all the people who have like never seen me in years, who like click on my profile now, see my profile picture, like,
Yeah, I feel that, dude.
I'm just so curious.
It's crazy that you say that because me and him went to Roscoe's today, and the chick that was working the register was like the first like cool coworker I've ever had in the entire time I've worked at my first job. It was like the first cool coworker I ever got to meet.
Me too, bro.
And
Got the meat.
yeah, it was like I'd never had a coworker before, and also I'd never had a cool coworker before. So it was like my first taste of having like the cool coworker. You know what I mean? And it's like she's just still here doing something else that probably pays her the same exact amount.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's crazy. And then also I'm like, she looks kind of the same. Like I was like, I know this chick. I'm like, and I know where I know her from, but what's her name?
That is rough.
But it's like, I remembered her name, but it was just like, I knew that where I knew her from and why I knew her. And then it's like, she is looking at me and I'm like, what is her perception of me? Cause she was like, I thought that was you. And I'm like, I look so much different than I did that. That was like, I had this as my beard, like literally.
Yo,
this.
yeah.
And then like, dude, I didn't really wear jewelry yet. I didn't dye my hair. It wasn't really long or doing anything crazy. Like, I was so boring. I just didn't understand anything, bro. And it's like, I wonder what she's like looking at me and being like,
why?
That's the same guy.
Oh.
It's like, what's that perception?
I hate it when people forget my name. I'm like, bro. Like, because it's not like it's like John or Jim.
Fair.
It's like, I feel like it's unique enough to remember, and it's like also, I feel like one conversation's all you need with me. Depending, I guess.
Do you think it's personal? Because it's like,
sometimes there's definitely been people in the gym that have been like that. To where they act like, there's definitely been those
that's
times.
them acting like bitches.
Yeah.
Because women do that shit.
But then those are the people who show up for like 2 weeks and then never again.
Yeah,
so.
of course they do. Because they're like, I'm not fighting that guy. Dude, I was going to say, I was real bad about like remembering people's fucking names. And I was like, dude, I got to fix this.
It is very hard.
Because this is just, all it is just unconscious. I've never been like, I need to remember their name. Growing up all my life, my mom was never like, you need to remember their name. What was their name? Like, and I'm like, okay, how do I start remembering people's names? And one of the tricks that I learned is that you need to say their name back to them when they tell it to you. So it's like a click in your mind that's like that's their name.
That's like the last page you left on.
Yeah. David, I was waiting to say this.
And I feel like just before you get into another subject,
fair.
I'm sorry. If you don't remember, the next time you see them and you're like, shit, I do not remember their name, ask them. Don't let it go any further because it'll get more awkward the longer it goes on.
Yes.
So you're in a deep hole to where you're like, I just don't even want to talk to this person just based off of me not knowing their fucking name, bro.
And this is another thing about that point specifically is, bro, if you want to network.
Oh, yeah, you're good, bro. Okay, yeah. Bet.
If you want to network, bro, you got to remember people's names. Because if you walk up to somebody that you're trying to do business with and you can't remember their name, they're going to be like,
yeah, you can't just bro and guy.
It's like they're not going to take you seriously because they feel like the things that they're telling you are not important information. It's probably my aunt or Alyssa.
Yeah, she was talking about some noise that happens. She wants to figure it out.
Okay.
Cop light, bro.
What I was going to say is it's been a very, very low time for us. But I was telling Seth today, it feels like it's going up. Like, I feel like the having money for groceries just on deck feels like a step in the right direction. The fact that we just made $100 today feels like a step in the right direction. We did, like, the Conscious Cast at some random location that we just thought of on the spot. Shout out to my Aunt Kathy for that.
Thank you.
This is a great scene. I love this.
Yeah, this is my favorite.
And, like, I don't know. I just feel like I have a song coming out. We're trying to make the Casual Cast happen.
She figured it out. Aunt Kathy for the win.
There's a lot of things going right now, I feel like.
I agree. Is that what you were going to...
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
I agree. I love talking about this routine. This is literally what I was going to say anyway. But it's only been 4 days.
Yeah.
But it's very like, go to bed at a reasonable hour and wake up at a reasonable hour. And Just get to work, essentially. That's what I've been doing. I get up, I roll a joint, I make a cup of coffee,
Valid.
and then, yeah,
Sure.
dude, coffee and weed when you first wake up, bro, game changer. And then here recently, which is what motivated me to start this podcast with Seth, it's unbelievable. Have you ever heard the term YouTube University?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And what's the idea behind that?
Dude, anything that you question, anything that you want to learn about, there's literally hour-long videos about. Like, I will want to just research, like, dude, because I love history. I've always been interested in history.
Dude, good point.
And it's probably just the storytelling of it, because I love a good fucking
That's fair.
story that's not just so basic and mundane. Like, I love that shit, especially when it's based off of real shit that's happened.
What history classes did you take in like school?
Definitely everything was the most basic everything that I took.
Okay. Do you know, like, bro? I love history.
Bro, I just want to spit this out real quick. Wait,
Hey.
what was it?
Me and Seth are making a history podcast.
I'm trying to like trivia you right now. Like,
So this is how me and Seth are different, and this is how me and Seth's intelligence meet on a different level. Seth paid attention in school. I didn't. What is it? Good point. Good point. Good point. It
I
wasn't.
don't want Noah to yell at me.
Good
That's
point, but it
honestly
wasn't.
my biggest worry.
That is not helping the Alyssa statement earlier.
Seth paid attention in elementary and high school, and I didn't. Yeah, you didn't hear that?
Bro, she's scared of me.
We got Mad Dog.
I wouldn't have said that if she was here.
So,
paying attention in school is tough.
right, but you did it. You did it fairly well,
Yeah.
and you were also interested. Like, it wasn't
Yes.
like you were just like, okay, I'll listen because they said. It's like, okay, I'll listen because you're offering the information, and I want to hear the information.
Right.
Like, I was just like, you're making me take in information. I'm okay. No thanks. Like, fuck off. And I would take naps in class and shit. But now I'm excited about it. Now I'm
Worse
like,
is when people would wake you up.
yes, bro. When the
Dude.
teacher,
Dude,
are you even reading your book? Yes, leave me
I'm a
alone.
human being. Let me pay
they
my own
they
prices.
unleashed you into your adult life.
What? Oh, what? The high school?
Yeah, the government.
Yeah.
And some time went by, and you recognized a lack in yourself that you wanted to fill, and you on your own, not because someone was telling you to, but because you told you to,
Mm-hmm.
you decided that you wanted to learn a lot of things,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're doing it.
Yes, and so you know how, like, if you look up things on YouTube, sometimes the topic is so difficult where it's like you don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So, like,
that's happened
philosophy,
before.
like, I'm learning a lot about philosophy, and to be honest with you, a year ago, half of what this dude was saying would be so, like, it sounded like he was talking a different language that I'd be like, I can't keep up, this is too much, and I'd be like, maybe another time.
Yeah.
It's like, but now I can watch these videos and I can take in what he's saying, and I'm like, okay, this is like a college course,
yeah.
and I'm getting it for free.
We've talked about
Yup,
this. What was one of the biggest barriers for you in like taking in something and understanding what they're talking about?
Paying attention, discipline on attention, like
We talked about something specific
focus.
that you've improved on a lot in the recent years, and it's helping you process this better. And it's words.
Yes, linguistics. Yes, absolutely, dude. When someone says a word that you don't know, how often do you look it up in the dictionary?
I ask them like probably 95% of the time.
So you ask the person, but you don't look it up.
I wouldn't say so. No, I don't think I'd look it up. But it's like most words, because I was always super good at vocab in school.
Oh, that's dope.
And I fucking was obviously an Eminem fanboy like any white kid from the Midwest. And I was like, dude, he read the dictionary?
Facts.
That's lit. So, like, I would get into words super heavily, like, yeah. And so, like, most words I feel like, and I'm not going to lie, listening to WWE announcers growing up taught me a lot of words. That's probably what helped me helped me with vocab and shit, is like spelling the
Why WWE?
the names. Like,
Oh.
like that's just what my thing was. And it was like I would write the names and like,
And how they announced it, probably, or like fighting moves. Did you pay attention to that?
Oh yeah.
Like what a move was
Oh
called?
yeah, like I remember like the Superman punch was a WWE move.
Fair.
But it was like but that's like a fucking MMA move. Or like it's a fighting move.
Yeah, you can legit Superman punch people and it's
Eggs. Oh my god, yes. Especially
Yeah.
Fair.
All right.
But yes, I agree, Seth.
When I am like,
gotta get fucked. Not gonna do this
shit,
podcast,
bro.
I'm just gonna wait till I fucking
this
get
guy's
killed.
kind
in
of
the
crazy.
cage.
I might drop out of the fight. This guy's fucking crazy, bro.
Bro, there's a dude that
We got a
there's
mad dog in
connor
here.
around here who's like, I'm gonna what the fuck.
Dude, in fact, somebody has dropped out of a fight against Keaton because he's crazy.
Yeah, facts. He deleted his
Levi's
whole.
watching this right now and he's like,
Bro,
I made the right fucking choice.
I'm not making this up. This is just true. He deleted his whole life online because of him. Because of this man, Mad Dog.
Bro.
No trace.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Dude, I cannot wait to watch you beat the shit out of Connor, bro.
I can't wait to watch this on a reel.
All right.
And Levi's gonna be like,
Bro, he is not gonna. The best part, I was talking to my parents about this, and the fucking most funniest part about it was,
Yeah, yeah.
in like his whole lead up to the fight when he would take group pictures with his team, he'd always be like, ah, and like yelling at the camera and flexing. And then the Monday after, when he went to his gym, he was like looking all soft, smiling. I was like,
Bruh.
yeah, I
My
humbled
friends
him
accept
without.
I humbled him.
Bro, like so
He bent to my will.
You made me quick as I wanted him to do that to me.
Despite a segue, when I'm reading like American history, and, like there's like highlighted words in the book in like the class.
Yeah.
Like I would like go to the glossary in the book and look up the fucking word because I'm like, what are they talking about?
I would
Like,
do that sometimes.
like fucking, they highlighted this word. Like, it's a special word. Like,
What's so special?
it's like, okay, we were talking about like the origin of logic, the term logic, and the
Logos.
philosophy of logic as a concept. And we're like, he's like trying to like get the definition of it, and he's like figuring out who
Founded?
who first talked about logic. And then he's like, okay, and this is the word they use, it's logos. And he's like, understanding the trail of human knowledge that leads to us even coming up with the word logic and what it means and like why we should use it. And it's like there's so many people before us. Socrates, Aristotle, fucking
Plato.
fucking
That was actually the exact same second.
Clip.
Yeah, true.
and even more recently, just before America was founded, there was a huge return to the Socratic, which is Socrates, the Socratic era's way of thinking in a lot of ways. And Socrates was alive during the earlier Roman days.
Before Christ.
Yeah.
Long before Christ. 400 years.
And during the time, they came up with the concept of what they called democracy, or maybe they had a different word for it. We call it democracy, which is where people decide
Unite?
how they live their life. Like, the king doesn't decide how you
Oh,
live your life.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking
different
communism.
system.
This was before the Roman
It's like the
Empire.
Dude,
Democratic-
I want to throw this point in there real
Democrats.
quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't just throw this stuff at Seth because I know Seth is knowledgeable. So what I do to just for my own
Yes,
curiosity.
the stupid people like me.
No. We can clip that still, but no. With Seth, I'm like, okay, I'm finding out about the origins of logic. Who do you think did that? And his second guess was exactly correct. It's like he was paying attention in school. I wasn't. And it's like he remembers the big aspects of the topic. He's like, who founded it? And he was like, Aristotle. And I was like, correct. I was
It's
like,
tough to give, like, years.
I wouldn't have said that 2 days
To
ago.
the year it happened. And, like, I can't tell you the year, but I can tell you within 100 years. I can
Dude.
tell you the century, maybe.
You know who would have the information of the years on lock no matter how long it took?
Who's that?
DAYZ.
Jesus?
Oh.
My guy
Year
is
on lock?
My guy is the numbers
Jesus.
guy. Any birthday that you want him to remember, if you tell him, he will remember it.
What is the period of time from start to finish of the Enlightenment period?
The Enlightenment period, I believe, started in the 15th century, which was during the Renaissance period. I could be wrong, but I do know for a fact it ended in the late 18th century because that was when more science-based knowledge came out.
So the 18th century is, for people who aren't totally sure, because this is kind of confusing, it's the 1700s.
True, yes.
Right.
It's the 18th century from start to finish, and at the very start of the 18th century to happen, we have
I believe
1701.
Yes, and in that time, the Enlightenment period was present.
Right.
So until about the 1800s.
Something a lot of people, I think, factoid people know of a specific year is 1776. We all know what happened in the year 1776, right? You guys can prove this for me. What happened in 1776?
The Declaration of
So,
Independence.
This is 71.
Thank God David knew that answer.
This is 76 years after what we call the Enlightenment period.
Yeah, it was that was like the end of it. Was
Right.
Yeah, fair.
So the foundation of the United States as a country is based on the people who determined logic was a valuable,
For everything.
and they're actually returning to before Christ. They're looking back and saying Socrates, they're saying Aristotle, they're saying Plato. They had good ideas about how things should run because we don't like the way the king's running things, and we want to be more independent in what we're allowed to do. So that's the Enlightenment period, is the world, a lot of the Western world coming to the conclusion that they're not happy with aristocracy and patriarchy and monotheism, or not monotheism,
Monoism, where it's believing in one thing.
monarchy.
I see what you're saying.
One leader. Everyone wanted to be a part of leading the world forward. So that's democracy, right?
Bro.
Yeah, the majority vote.
Was so let's say BC was technically AS, which is after Socrates. And then
400 BC is
if
now AS.
yeah, and we're talking about the fact that they, like Socrates and Aristotle and Plato, they led the belief system of that era. But then is Jesus the most convincing philosopher that anybody has ever heard of?
Maybe the character. I'm not going to sit here and say the person.
Like, well, here's what I'm saying. What if Jesus was intelligent enough to know how to, because he'd studied so much about humans, to know how to manipulate humans in a way that they wouldn't even understand that they were getting manipulated, to convince them to do things better, in his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, how do you think they reacted to the whole turning of the cheek thing? Because I feel like a lot of people would be like, "Put jackass." Like,
I mean, that was
no, I'm not.
That's similar to Gandhi, which we have like, we have film
True.
of Gandhi. Like, he led a nation to be more peaceful and accepting. They founded Pakistan because it was difficult for such vastly different religions to coexist.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't know if this is true, but he's looked better after he died. Like, people look back to Gandhi in a more positive lighting after he died.
Which he gets flack to this day about a lot of certain specific things.
Right.
And it's like he is not the unilateral voice on how humanity should operate. But he had a lot of great ideas.
Well, and that's the thing, too. It's like, not everybody has to take everything that Jesus Christ said one-to-one.
Yes.
But it's like you've said, the Bible has a lot of morality in it.
Yes.
It shows you a lot of ways to not be just savage.
Savage is a great word.
And
Yes, I would agree.
It's like maybe
Yeah,
he was
savage. Yeah.
cool, or I don't know why I said cool. Maybe he was smart enough to be like, dude, if I tell them that my father is just this being that they can't see, and I convince them hard enough that they will just start making better decisions so we can start moving forward in society.
They're like, bro, he rose from the dead.
Dude, I watched him walk on water, and the whole time he set it up the day before so he could
like
he
a magician.
He put like glass under the water.
He's a modern day magician.
Yes, bro.
Dude.
I mean, it's like I feel like it's the same as like Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan
It's
is
like
an
the
interesting.
same as like what Donald Trump is probably gonna fucking be.
Dude, their story's gonna be overblown.
Exactly. And it's like Jesus was just probably the first.
Jesus definitely made the biggest impact.
Yeah.
There's no one that's made a bigger impact than
Yeah.
Jesus, bro.
And
We
I-
follow the year based on him.
Yeah.
I feel like if you just
He was picked.
if you're a human and you don't believe that that theory is the most realistic theory about Jesus and God and all that, come on, bro. Like that makes the most sense of how that story became.
What?
Like
Theory?
yeah, just that theory in general of like Jesus was a regular man who
But he was really good at what
He knew magic.
Yeah, either he was the son
He
of
was
God,
he was an entertainer.
or he was lying.
And he was really good at it.
he was just like
He
a
was
priest.
a con
Priests
artist.
aren't really connected to God.
But he was
But
like
Jesus
Jesus,
a
trying
like,
to,
priest
these
is-
other smart people, like priests probably were like Jesus' homies, and he was like, "Yo, I could just say y'all run this shit too."
So he was using deceptive means to try to influence humanity for the better.
And it worked out.
And also, here's another thing.
That theory makes the most sense out of all of them.
The story about Jesus was written by other people.
I don't know which one.
Yeah,
is true, though.
apparently, as it said, I don't know. Eyewitnesses. Yeah, eyewitnesses, and then just people who heard stories from the eyewitnesses.
But
like
it's like the Bible.
And it was translated through language.
I'm trying to remember.
it is
the-
translated through Greek,
It's all hearsay.
or is it Latin?
All
The
of it.
It might be
decision on what was included
one
in the
of them.
Bible,
I know
out of
for a
all of
fact
these
it's one of
writings.
them.
So there's all these writings. I'm remembering these writings now. It's like they had all these writings from all these eyewitnesses.
Decoding.
And the eyewitnesses, everyone got together and argued about what they were going to take from the writings and put into the Bible. The Bible is a collection of writings that specifically were written by specific people.
So it was a matter of debate of what was put
There was
in
a
the
debate
book.
on what would be put in the Bible.
That makes sense, but at the same time, isn't that also like more? They're adding more fluidity in like what the eyewitnesses said.
Right. Why wouldn't, if we're saying they're all eyewitnesses, then why wouldn't we just include everything? The whole thing is.
Yeah, you want to hear everything they said, right?
They picked who was giving the story the way they wanted it to be told.
Yeah, it's
That
like
makes sense.
History is written by the winners. It's like the people that probably had the most money.
I believe it was done in the city of Alexandria, which was burned down eventually.
The whole city?
At least the library, but I think a lot of the city at least.
Bro, like all the history was just gone.
Dude, could you imagine if all books were just destroyed right now?
And also, the internet just turned off.
Yes, bro. If all books were destroyed and the internet turned off, no kid would know about World War II. No kid would know about race.
Bro, I feel like that's how it should be.
Unless you ran into it.
I feel like it should be like, dude, you get a view of the world by not only having people above you that have viewed the world and seen a bunch of stuff, but also them leading you to go out into the world and experience the world and find out things.
Do you feel like they feel like that's not their problem?
Who?
The people that have gone through that, like the older generation. Do you get what I'm saying?
I think some people, especially the spiteful ones, view that perspective.
Like it's not their problem.
Yeah, it's like, why do I like get on my face?
These
kid?
kids don't even understand.
They're not even willing to work, so. But it's like, there are like, bro, it's so crazy. This is crazy. Do you remember the person I was just talking about? I was only telling you.
Yeah, I don't
Seth.
know what you're talking about.
Today when we went to Roscoe's. Get out of here, bitch.
Sorry.
Today when we went to Roscoe's, the person that was working the cash register was the first cool coworker I ever had at a job. It was at my first job.
Mm.
I worked at JCPenney for a season. And she was like the only person that was really cool at that job other than her girlfriend that she's not with now. So we saw her today. This is basically that point. Past that, when I was working there, there was one time this older man came in, and I worked in the shoe department. So I'm like helping him fit shoes and like find the right shoe, whatever. Shit I didn't care about. So he starts talking to me and he's just dropping gems on me. And I'm like, in that moment, I'm just like, yeah, I should listen to older generation. Like, I don't know why. That's just like the thing that people say that you should do. Like, but I was like willing to take that in. And also at this point in my life, I had put up a decent amount of fight against like people above me. So like I wasn't just like the older generation knows literally everything. I should just shut up and listen to them. But he was just like being wise and like telling me stories, and I was like taking it in, and I was asking him questions, and then like he got his shoes, but he just stayed and like talked to me. We were just like talking.
Damn, you think it felt important to him?
Maybe. It's like I was 18. So it's like he sees I'm a young man.
Yeah,
He's
and he's like empathizing.
Right.
Then I feel that way about like when my grandpa or my dad is trying to teach me something, or like even like just something simple like a life lesson or something. Even no matter what it is, trying to teach me something. And even if I do know it, and I'm like, I already know. I feel like that makes them, like you were saying, they won't feel as good. Like, that's what you were saying, right?
He was saying like they're gonna start. Are you saying that when you're telling them that, like you already know that they're gonna start being like, well, it's not my problem to teach this kid then?
No.
Because that's what David was saying. David was saying like some older generation feel like it's not their problem to have to teach the younger generation, and it's like wisdom comes from age and experience, and it's like if you're not willing to pass that down, how do we ever develop as a society? It's like if you were born and the whole time you're alive you never gave anybody younger than you advice ever, even if you knew it, you just didn't give it to them.
Out of spite.
The world is just going to be a completely different place. And it probably won't even be progressive because it's still trying to figure itself out. It's like the only reason we even know most of the things that we know is because people above us and older than us have been like, yo, this is why X equals Y.
We've always been told X equals Y this way. So if you don't do it that way, that means you're calling me stupid, and that's a problem.
But also, there are some times where they're correct.
I'm not going to say that
they're
not.
dropping knowledge. And it's
Yeah,
like,
I totally agree.
It's like they should want to do that.
What the hell were we just talking about today? Where we were talking about school is close to what I'm talking about. It's like
parents not taking accountability of knowing the answers to questions.
yes, and parents not seeing what you see actually. If you get what I mean.
Like they're not
Like-
experiencing it through your eyes.
Like we're trying to be a winner all the time, and they think the fact that we don't have a job right now and that we're not actively looking for a job is a mistake, is a word that Seth coined earlier. He said that they see it as a mistake, and I don't disagree with that. They see it as a mistake, and they can't. It's very difficult for them to put what they think aside and be like, okay, maybe he's onto something. It's more so like, well, it's always been this way. Everyone's always had a job. Everyone's always looking for a job, and if you're not doing it, you're just a quitter.
So, I would say that is majority of people.
I agree.
I think there are some people, specifically in the older generation, that I've met that are like open to being like, go chase what you're looking for.
Yeah, I've heard that as well from
Like,
people.
People being like, don't give up on your youth. Take yourself seriously. Follow your dreams. Doesn't matter what the world's saying. Like, because they don't know shit. And it's like a lot of the people that are in the mindset of like, well, it's always been this way, so that's the way it's always going to be. Those are the people that gave up already. Like, dude, if you're not willing to accept that the world could change, could is the key word. It's not even that it would, but it could. And then inevitably it will. Maybe not in your lifetime, but it will eventually.
And it takes the efforts
And-
for it to happen.
And it's like if they're not willing to accept that, then how could they possibly teach you anything about the world? Because they're like, the world stagnates at a certain point. That's why people say, oh, just wait till you're old. I'll wait till your metabolism slows down. I'll wait till you can't jump anymore. I'll wait till you can't run anymore. I'll wait till you blah, 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 blah.
And they're not making an impact. And they're not helping anything make an impact.
At least say enjoy it while it lasts.
But that's the point they're saying is like, oh, well, enjoy it while it lasts because it won't last forever. It's like, it could.
Dude, you know how many times I've been told, like, oh, wait until you get old and your metabolism slows down. You'll blow up like a
Same.
balloon. Like, it's like, bro, I'm gonna go to the gym. Like, I don't know about you, but that's what I'm gonna be
And
doing.
eat healthy.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna be conscious of myself.
It's like, bro, I don't drink soda all day, every day. I'm not gonna get fat. I won't. I may get bigger, but it's gonna be like weight that I'm putting on in muscle, or maybe a little bit more fat because I just basically don't have fat.
Fair.
And it's like I'm just not gonna be fat. I will have fat on my body, but I'm not going to be fat. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah.
It's like, cause why? Not because I'm still 21, but because I take care of myself. I drink water every day.
Yeah, you've established a lot of habits to ensure as much youth retention as you can.
And the craziest thing is, bro, is this is why I feel like I'm for real gonna make an impact on the younger generation, especially around like my kids. Is like, dude, I've done a lot of shit to set up for my life being older that is only because I've watched thousands and thousands of adults be like, oh, you'll just get it when you're my age. Oh, when your metabolism slows down. Oh, yeah, I wish I could stop eating. I wish I could stop drinking. So
Dude.
it's like, what are you saying?
Was there ever a time in your childhood where you believed them?
I would say I was never pressed into a corner about it, so I never really thought about it, but also I was like,
Were you nervous? Like, maybe when I get older, I'll just make terrible decisions because everyone does.
I was pretty confident in myself.
I was not.
I was
I
like,
never got to that point until I saw the real world, and I was like, fuck.
well, I was like, when I saw like Dare and shit, I was like, I'm never smoking weed and doing alcohol.
I also said that as we're lighting up and
Yeah.
drinking on the pod, bro.
But it's like, I was sure of myself as in like, and this isn't even what I thought at the time. I thought I was literally never going to have a drop of alcohol.
I also thought that.
But I was like, I am not going to be Mike. I'm not going to be an alcoholic and just treat kids like shit because they're stupid and I'm mad because my life sucks. And dude, this man like would just do absurd shit.
Right.
To hold power over me for no reason. It's like I was never going to be that. I refused. I was like, and my solution at the time was just don't drink alcohol.
That's like abstinence,
Yeah, and then I was like, I drank
practicing abstinence.
and I enjoyed it, and I was like, oh, this is what it's like. And then it
This
was
ain't
like,
half bad.
you know, I've went through my journey of alcohol. It's like I've gotten to too far. Not
Same.
in the same area as him, but I've gotten to the point where I was like drinking way too much, way too often.
Blackout.
Yeah, and it's like, and I just am not myself, and I'm like, I'm not trying to be that. That was literally the whole thing. It was like, I don't want to be, because he'd probably like wake up and be like, you know, like, I feel like me and Noah argued, but like, what were, like, he could not pick out the nitty gritty. Like, he was probably not like aware of like.
Wait,
the
who are
things
you?
he was-
Who are you referencing
Mike.
right now? Oh, okay.
Like, he was probably not aware of the things that he was saying in the moment, like all of it. It's like I'm taking it on. I'm just a sober child, and it's just like I'm like he's just drunk again.
I never experienced that as a kid. Somebody just being an alcoholic.
It's belligerent.
Well,
I bet.
about you saying the you said you'd never take a sip of alcohol and then you tried it. You saying that you're never going to take a sip of alcohol at least got you to the point to where when you do drink alcohol,
I have a
it
standard.
doesn't have the same, because if you never had that thought and really pressed that in your mind and didn't have like care in your heart, I guess is the reason
You
for
meant
that.
it.
Yeah, the reason why you meant it.
I had
Like,
I had something to stand on when I was saying it.
precisely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of just not even having that thought and then
Just
just
a
being
big
like,
ass
"Man, but
grasshopper
I'm
back
fucking
there."
pissed. I'm gonna drink
Yeah.
because like that's what he did. Like, yeah, you thought differently instead of just.
And it's like at the time when I'm making those claims, you know, it's like I don't know. Like I'm fucking 12, 13. Like,
Yeah, you're intimidated by an aspect of life, and you think you're always gonna be too scared.
Yeah, and it's
That's
like,
what I would do.
Well, my only perception was it just makes you out of control.
Yeah, so logically, you're like, why would I want to be
Yeah.
out of
And
control?
then I'm like, I do it, and I'm like, oh. So it makes me like feel really good. And then it's like I do it more, and I'm like, oh, I can control it. And then I'm like, oh, I've lost control of it.
Dude, and that's the scariest part is that you don't realize when you lost control of it.
And then it's like, okay, at least I've recognized this. And the only reason I can recognize it is because of what you're saying. It's like I have that perception of I am not going to be that person. I refuse.
Yeah.
I will get drunk. I will drink alcohol.
I'll get plucked up.
But I am not going to be that person. I will find the line of where I'm like, that's too much. And every single time that I'm about to get there, I better just stop. And I'm like, which this is just from literally doing it so much. So there's like pros and cons of this. But it's like I am very aware, even when I'm unconscious, like, okay, that's like the limit. Like, I don't need to drink anymore. One, I'll black out, or two, I'll throw up.
Yeah, and you don't want either of those.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just like, and then when I have kids and they see me drinking alcohol or smoking weed, I'm going to be like, it's okay if you do these things, but you have to understand how to control them, and you should probably wait. And it's like what we were talking about earlier. It's like, I'm not going to be like, no, don't do that. You just fucking, and it's like, I'm going to tell them like, bro, if you smoke weed while you're like not fully developed, it will stunt your growth. That's real.
I mean,
That's
that's an honest.
I mean, mentally,
that's
for
an honest.
sure, bro.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying.
You want to be somebody that your kids can come to because one day they're probably going to drink alcohol.
Right, it's very likely.
And when they do that, you do not want to be the person that they're trying to hide that from.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I had to hide a lot of things from my mom
Right.
growing up, and it's like,
You want them to be able to come to you and be like, so I tried it.
yeah, she didn't want me to lie, but also she didn't really give me the freedom to not lie. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not saying I had to lie. It's like if I was going to experience things in life, I had to lie.
Yeah, you had to draw a line somewhere on
it's
being
like-
vulnerable.
But it's something you won't mind telling her in a couple years, few years, when you are told.
Right.
It's like, I did it back then.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, I remember the first time I got drunk, I went on spring break with a couple of my friends, like a group of my friends, my junior year going into my senior year. That was the first time I had ever drank, and when I came home, I told my mom about it.
Dude, I told my mom when I started drinking.
I told my mom everything, bro. It's like, fuck, I can't open this.
I told my mom when I started smoking too.
But it's like I told my mom that I was doing acid the last time I did acid.
Shout out, moms.
I was like, Mom, I'm just letting you know that I've been doing this and that I'm never going to do it again because I've experienced enough of it to know that it's just not good. And I'm like, I'm safe. You know, I was
Very honest.
experimenting. And she was like, it's hard to feel like you're safe when you're telling me these things. And I'm like, I'm just telling you, I'm giving you my word. I will never do it again, and I'm sticking to that. It doesn't matter if they're like, oh, like, studies show that, like, acid's, like, actually okay. I'm going to be like, yeah, but I told my mom I was never going to do it again.
Yeah.
I already tried it. I don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
You found what you needed to find.
Okay,
Right.
now let's say you got really sick and you go to the doctor in the future, and in the future the doctor's like, acid could really help. You could tell your mom like, hey, look, my doctor just said I need to take this. Is going to help me. So this is a medication now, and it's like important that I take it.
Two things. One, I don't trust doctors, so I would
Fair.
never do that.
Fair.
Two, if that was literally the case and it was like proven like it wouldn't fuck my life up and also I could do that and it helped me, I would have a very serious sit down with my mom and be like, these are the things that I've said. There is a development in the world that I was not apparent or I was not aware of at the time of saying that, and I was not even using it in that way. But I gave you my word, so unless you tell me that that's okay, like I would let her have the power in deciding that.
So, what if we had like a podcast guest on,
Andrew
like fucking
Andrew Tate.
Presley Sora? A little sneak peek for the people who watch this long in the pods. If he were to say like, dude, like what, like you're just talking about like a problem you have with something. He's like, dude, I'm not even lying. Like, microdosing acid helps with that shit, bro. Would you? What about then? Like if it was something like that.
Microdosing.
So,
Dude,
That
I would
would not
microdose
be-
shrooms.
yeah, you can.
Yeah, you
Who-
can.
Who said this?
He was just giving an
You
example.
gotta get
It's
it
not
from
a
a
re-
very
it was a
trustworthy
hypothetical.
source, though.
If somebody, you're saying
If Presley,
if Presley.
the guy that we're trying to have on the podcast, like with me.
And we were talking.
Yeah, it's like,
oh shit.
okay.
So, there's two things about this. One, that's not convincing enough for me, because I'm like, I am 100% convinced that you can naturally overcome anything. I think you can naturally overcome depression. I think you can naturally overcome fatness. I think you can naturally overcome forgetting things. I think you can naturally overcome knowing things.
Dude, naturally heal. Like I don't ice my shit when it's like, if it's really fucking bad and I need
Yes.
to ice it, then I need to ice it. But I know what that line is, and it's like a lot. Like most of the time, I don't ice my shit because it's like it's not unless it's like an ice bath.
Right.
But that's way different.
And I'm like real anal about medicine now. I'm like I will
Pills, bro. Yeah,
I will
don't
not
do
take
nothing.
I will not take ibuprofen for headaches.
Fucks with your stomach shit.
Dude,
bro.
not even that. It's just like I don't even want to feel like I need ibuprofen to fix a headache. I either need to man up and just feel the headache out and then get rid of it, and naturally my body will overcome that just like it does any other illness, and it will develop things to block that from happening over and over again. I get way less headaches now.
Have you ever smoked because of a headache? You're like, dude, maybe smoking will help. this.
Yes, but not. I would not say like anytime recently. Like I would say I don't really get headaches anymore.
I can't even tell you last time I had a headache.
It's like I think part of it is sugar.
I was gonna say the only time I really get headaches is when I like drink like 3 cups of coffee and I haven't had anything to eat and it's like 2 p.m., 3 p.m.
Dude, I stopped doing that. I drew the line on doing exactly that. My 3rd cup of coffee without eating. I would totally do that shit.
As soon as I'm 4 weeks out, that's in camp, bro. As soon as I'm in camp, it's like everything just changes. Dude, when
Bro.
I'm out of camp, I'll be a piece of shit.
There's a few things
Jesus.
that
At least I didn't say
most
it.
headaches can be prevented by with like long-term behaviors. Like me and Noah were talking about sugar. Sugar specifically, like one of the worst parts about sugar, because it's not like it's poison. It's not. It's just calories. It's a carbohydrate, but it's just a carbohydrate. There's no nutrition in it. There's no other vitamins or minerals or other sources of calories like proteins or fats in it. It's just a carb. So if you're overeating sugar and you're getting a large amount of your daily calorie intake from sugar, your body's going to crave even more food because it's not getting what it needs, and it's going to eat it. You're going to get hungry more so that you will fulfill that. And then if you go on a diet, for example, you'll probably get a headache because you're going to be deficient because you're probably not, unless you're just cutting out the sugar.
Fair.
But then doing that is also going to potentially give you a headache in the short term. But in the long term, if you have the right nutrition, if you're not deficient in anything, if you have drank enough water, you're probably not going to get as many headaches.
Absolutely.
And then, so if you take ibuprofen today, I'm not even going to fault you. I even take ibuprofen sometimes. But if you're going to take ibuprofen today, you should make a commitment to as well eat something healthy that day that's not as sugary, and it's going to help fulfill your nutrition, because
Steak and
you
broccoli.
can't take the one and then it not fix the problem, because you're just going to get another headache and you're going to need more ibuprofen, and that's when you're going to fuck your stomach up because you're taking too much ibuprofen.
Dude, I used to take 3 ibuprofen like every other day.
Damn.
Because I would have
I've
a
done
fucking headache all the time. All the time, bro. And it like got to the point where my mom thought like my eyesight was bad, and it's like, dude, it was just I was drinking soda all the time. I was eating candy. I was just fucking intaking sugar.
Not sleeping very much.
Yeah, like and it's like, dude, ever since I was a kid, like going to school, it was like I could not just go to bed. Like, dude, it would take me like hours to fall asleep.
Hours?
And then it would be like midnight, and I got to get up at 6 for school, and it's like, dude, maybe that's why my body just regulates that at this point. It's just like I literally put myself on that rhythm forever.
Dude, your energy levels, at least at like specific times, are an anomaly. Like you winding down to go to sleep, I understand I believe this too. I've never looked into it, but I believe the average American probably takes an hour to wind down to fall asleep. So you wind down for an hour, and then when you lay down, it takes another hour.
It's like a half an hour to an hour at least.
No matter what.
Yeah, I have to be like dead tired.
And I feel like it takes...
Or drunk as fuck.
Okay, let's take drunk as fuck out of the equation. I feel like when you get really, really, really tired, you're like almost competitive about it. You will stay up the extra hour if the conversation is deep enough.
Yeah.
You will stay up the extra 2, 3, 4 hours, and it gets to a point where I'm like, dude, I love this, but holy shit, please, I just want to
Dude,
go to
it's
bed.
like unconscious.
I know, and you're just up.
I'm just
I'm
like, oh, we're still talking, so I'm literally just talking.
And I can see it in your body. There's still like a momentum.
stimulating
There's
my
like
mind,
a
like,
yeah, bro. Like
Running out of steam.
yeah. And it's like, dude, I'm tired as fuck right
Every
now.
night after my fights, we would literally stay up till sunrise.
Yeah, bro.
Like damn near every fucking time. Like I remember one time we were talking for hours in this extra bedroom.
Dude, just sitting on the bed smoking.
Yes, bro.
Bro,
Like I was
yeah.
like finding every little roach. Like we were just fucking trying to.
Yeah, bro.
And it's like.
Seth
I
and
went
David had
downstairs to
been
get
to
some-
Seth and David had been asleep for like 3 hours at this point.
Yes,
that was that night when you
absolutely.
guys-
Yeah.
Yes,
Damn.
yes.
Damn, I get hit
I
a lot,
believe
guess,
that
bro.
Noah,
Learned
at
that now.
least at very specific times, his energy levels overall, I would say, are average. Sometimes above average. Around people, above average. Noah's energy levels around people are above average. Especially the more the merrier. Noah actually means that.
Fair.
Noah likes more people. I mean, obviously, if it's crowded, that sucks. But you
Dude,
get what
but
I'm
it's
saying.
Like if I'm performing in front of 1,000 people
Yes.
compared to 100 people, that's a whole
Yes.
different vibe.
And then also, I just think you like being around a lot of people. As long as the place isn't crowded, it's like the more the merrier. Like, no one's in the way, but there's a lot of people. I love this.
But I'll also dance on a dance floor that's literally like people bumping my drink into me.
Yes, true. And then whenever it comes to your sleep, your energy levels are peculiar. So being around people and when it comes to your sleep,
It's like,
including waking up.
yeah, it's like, I guess I don't even, I don't have the answers is like the biggest thing, which is bothering me.
It's like, I don't want to disqualify
It's
you
not.
because you're rare.
I don't even feel like you're doing that. It's like, I understand what you're saying, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing differently.
Dude, if I wanted to, I could fall asleep right now.
That's
I could fall
crazy to
asleep
me.
anywhere.
I
Dude,
use.
my brother's the same way.
I'm not as much anymore, but I could
Especially if I smoke
before.
Before it's like it's easy.
My brother could get in the car and fall asleep in a minute.
Yep.
I'm like, how?
I wish
I'm
I
not
could
even
fall
laying
asleep
down.
that
Like, how do you
fast, bro.
fall asleep like that? Dude,
There's like a
comfy and
turning
then you just
off
think,
that's.
I don't like sleeping in the car.
Yeah, I don't
love
either.
sleeping- I don't like sleeping in the
I've only slept in the
Valid.
car
Sleeping in
two
the
times
car
in my
fucking
life.
sucks. I would sleep on the car. I would sleep in the car on the way to North Carolina. That shit is just atrocious. Your neck hurts. Your back hurts.
Oh yeah, that's the best part though.
Is it?
The pain.
Bro, when you the best part is when you
I gotta
wake
piss.
up in the middle and you're like, fuck, and then you're like, shit, I just need to go back to sleep so I don't feel it. And then you
Yes,
fall asleep
bro.
In the same position.
I know what you
and it
mean,
gets
bro.
just- it just
I
gets
know what
worse.
you mean,
Bro.
dude. But
What's a good topic to end on? Do you think?
dude, we didn't even get to touch.
I love this.
I mean, yeah, I'm here for it, but we didn't even get to touch.
The only thing that we have to. All right.
I mean, we were just pretty much using that to dry our feet.
The only thing that we have to discuss before we turn this off is the guest qualification
Fair.
because we kind of skimmed over it last
Okay.
episode and made a joke. We kind of joked.
Yeah.
It's like now
But
that
it's
we've
for real
faced
now.
it,
Yeah.
I have to go to the bathroom, so not right this
Okay,
second.
we'll,
but
we'll wait. So
Yeah, about our guests.
Dude,
we
I
really
never-
need certain qualifications.
So I never got to finish, like, when you were talking about the Presley, which we're not saying Presley does acid. We're
Bro, if there was a kid to do acid, it is not Presley.
yes,
bro.
that is the last person I was expect to do that. So, him saying like, "Oh, microdosing." So I've had this similar conversation before,
Okay.
but not in the same context. So
acid?
No.
Okay.
But it's like the same area. So this guy used to fuck around. Like we would like hang out and we worked together at Brothers.
Okay.
And he rapped. So we were like connecting on that. We would like
better?
hang. Yeah, way better. Yeah, it was crazy because I've been knowing.
Oh shit.
I've been knowing I had it. I've been knowing he didn't. So he would like be like, "Would you ever do coke?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Are you for real? Like you would never do it? Never?" And I'm like,
I should have
"No."
waited to ask my question until after that.
Like
I
that
would've
shit
never-
is.
I
I'm like
wouldn't
that
have
shit
had
is
to.
stupid. No, I would not.
I wouldn't even have to promise my mom.
Right. It's like I'm just not gonna do coke. No, I'm not doing that.
What do you think about?
And it's like he was like, "So you're telling me if you and Chris Brown were in the studio together and he's doing coke and he's like, 'You want some?' You would say no?" And I was like, "Yeah, I would say no."
Dude, that would be gangster as fuck for you to say no.
Like he could kick me out and I'd say no. I'd be like,
Exactly.
Right. I don't need to
That would
work
be
with
even
Chris
better.
Brown.
Then you start a beef.
Do you want to grab that mic?
I'd be like, I'd start a beef. I'd be like, Chris Brown requires you to do coke if you go to the
Yeah.
studio. What?
And even if it's just like he's like, "Oh, well, that's cool, but I only hang out with people that do coke." I'd be like, "All right, bye."
Are you? Am I leaving?
Yeah, it's like if we're not making music together and you want me to do coke, no. Like, sorry, I'm not doing coke with Chris Brown. I don't care. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it was Seth offering it to me. I'd be like, "Seth, what the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
It's like I'm not taking coke, and it's just like his mentality, and that's why I knew it was like something in me was like, yeah, this is not the guy to be hanging around like
Yeah.
that. He's like cool short term.
For sure.
But
yeah.
dude, I do not see this. And it was like crazy because I was like trying to move to California with him because he was just pitching a lot of good ideas that I thought were valid to propel my music. And it was like, dude, this guy is red flags. If he would just do coke with Chris Brown, even though he's never done it before, that's a red flag.
He's never done it before?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying like it's
Got you,
like
got
that
you,
kind of
got you.
person. It's like he's just willing to do coke with Chris Brown, and he's like
Absolutely.
telling me like, dude, if you were with Chris Brown, you would do coke, and I'm like, no, the fuck, I wouldn't.
Yeah, because he's saying he
do
would.
that.
Yeah, you would do that. I would not do that. I'm glad that
Thank you.
David came in on that tangent.
Yeah, that was great. I love that. I would not do cocaine with him. Like, if I can.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
I was elaborating on what he had said about if somebody came on the podcast and was like, dude, microdosing acid
Oh yes.
is help, and I'm like, it's the same concept of him being like, dude, it's the guy. Like, you would do coke with the guy.
I wouldn't say it's the same.
It's not the same, but I'm just saying it's in the same realm of like, bro, there's a benefactor. Yeah, there's a benefactor to doing this drug.
Somebody promoting.
It will give me clout.
Somebody's promoting.
Is essentially what he's saying.
Dude, I was talking about that with Seth today about songs that just mention cocaine all the
Dude,
time.
that's been
Yeah.
a heavy topic lately.
It's
I
an
feel like.
agenda, bro. They're trying to
Yes,
push it.
100%.
They're pushing it.
Dude,
That's
and then it was
crazy,
like,
bro.
and then that song I saw on the TikTok charts, that was just like things that we need more than men or some shit, and it was like 2 lines of coke,
Yes.
3 more drinks,
Yes.
4 more lines of coke. Like, what are you even? First of all, how is this music? Second of all, who are you talking to?
Dude, I think this goes into what we were talking about because it's like people taking power over their life because there's so much control on them
Yeah.
that they flip it around and completely jump out of the box they're in and just do everything, even the very worst things.
Do you think that's
because
why
they're not
cocaine
supposed to.
is? Do you think that's why cocaine is?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything that would be not what you're supposed to do, that is what is a lot of what's being promoted right now.
Dude, it's like cocaine is so popular that it just makes people that don't think for themselves feel like they have to do coke or they will not be accepted.
Mm-hmm.
It's like high. It's like
Yeah, if they're gonna hang
everybody
out with
talks
the
about,
top,
like, yeah, it's like yes. It's
if
like
you're gonna hang out
everybody-
with the Weeknd, you better
Dude.
do coke with the Weeknd.
It's like the whole Wall Street thing. It's like
Yeah,
all those
Wall
people are
Street.
doing coke. That's how they get all their sales, and they're so good at their blah, 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 they're the higher echelon.
That's the only way you can fit in. is
Yeah, it's
pretty
like
much what
if
they're
you're not
saying.
doing coke with the higher echelon, then what are you doing?
Yeah,
They're gonna kick you out.
yeah, you're not fitting in.
It's like fuck that. So, when it comes to guests
Keaton hates the
on
world.
the Conscious Cast, we're open to having people on. It could be anybody. However, yes. And the only reason I say anybody is because anybody could do this, but not everybody is doing it. You have to be at least somebody that the guys know personally.
Or have heard of.
Have heard of, which goes into having a big public image. We're not trying to bring anybody on to just sit there and listen to us talk. And we can't really talk to you if we don't know literally anything about you. We can't ask you questions or have it lined up. So.
And then, even if we know
Yes.
you, if you're a troll,
Facts.
we're not gonna
Definitely fucking not.
Yeah. You do not get to come on here if you're being negative.
Dude, what did you just say?
You can
I
criticize
said-
us.
About
That's not negative, though.
Right.
Always. It's not
Oh,
always
yeah.
negative.
Fair.
so like
Terminology.
about the you said like a big social media or something?
I said
A big social
presence.
yes, big
like-
presence.
Like, people know who you are.
Yeah. Even if it's like no one knows who you are, but you're fucking doing the damn thing, and like
Yes.
whatever the damn thing is to you, you're fucking doing it, and your
Promoting
intentions
yourself.
behind
Yes.
it are genuine, and you're promoting yourself.
Mhm.
Like you're actually getting out there, and it's like, yeah,
If you get in contact with us, like you want to get on our podcast and you want to be interviewed, and then we get your information, we get your socials, and we go on your socials, and we see that you are making yourself and making your dreams and making live your life in an authentic way important, then that's going to be a qualifying factor.
yep.
And not only that, but people can, one, hear what you're doing. For example, this is not confirmed or denied, but we are looking to have a guy that we know on the podcast.
Hamby,
Wait, what?
Hamby,
Sora?
Presley, my bad.
Presley Sora? It's
Yeah,
Sora,
Presley's-
right?
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I was like, wait, am I crazy?
We're gonna edit that out.
So
It's already permanent, bro.
That will
Uh,
not be on the reel.
we're looking to have him on because he's also from our town. I'm not going to sit here and say that a fuck ton of people know who he is,
Right.
but a bunch of people know who he
Bro.
is. And also,
Forget
he's
that
really
steward.
trying to find his passion and pursue it.
That's what I was trying to
And we know it because, one, he promotes it. He's very big on social media. He is doing the damn thing.
Like I guarantee you, more people follow him, like and know about him than more people know about our podcast.
Facts. I would agree
To
with
be
that.
honest.
I would agree with that.
And that's the thing. The biggest thing about it is that our podcast, when we have a guest on and we're interviewing them, our goal is to expose their value and what they're trying to get across to the world. We're trying to ask them about what they do. So it doesn't give us a lot to talk about specifically in regards to the person being interviewed if there's nothing to interview them about.
True.
Yeah, I agree. And if even if they have a good presence, you can research them.
Yeah.
But if they don't have a presence, there's nothing to look up.
Right.
Right.
How am I supposed to talk to you?
And I would say to double down on Seth's point, this is the thing, and it's to be real. We are looking for a value exchange. Like, yeah, and it's like if he's going to come on so that we can expose him to more people that know about us than know about him, it's going to be good for us that all the people that know about him want to watch our podcast because he's going to be on it.
Right.
And it's like,
And eventually it's going to get to the point where people are going to find out about them because they're on our podcast.
yes. Yeah. Dude, I think that would be sick. If you guys, I've talked about him before. He's another kid from our hometown, right? He went to Lincoln. Yeah, because I actually watched his brother.
That you
graduate.
guys know?
Yeah,
He wants to be on, or
we've talked about asking him to be on. So
okay,
I don't
okay.
know if that's. I don't know how.
are we gonna drop
Up
the other
my
person that
nose.
might be coming on, or have we already?
I don't know how.
We don't have to.
I've honestly forgot to talk to y'all about that personally.
I mean,
Yo, should we have an on-pod discussion?
I mean, as long as we don't drop any names before disclosing that we should.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any problems like saying names because it's all potential right now, unless it's
we did talk about it. About
unless it's
where it
facts.
was gonna be at.
yeah, and it's like.
Did we drop that on the
Yeah, you
pod
text
though?
us today.
Not on the pod. We just
Okay,
talked about
okay,
it earlier
okay.
today. But it's like this kid has been racing in NASCAR. he's like,
The like.
yeah, there's like a lot. I didn't even know this until I started following Presley's like journey. It was like, dude, I did not realize that there was like, you know how in baseball there's the MLB and then there's like AAA. Did you know about that? It's like there's like lower leagues. Like, do you know what the Roosters are in Richmond? The Richmond
do not.
Roosters.
Oh, I know the
River Rats?
Indians. I don't know.
Oh,
the
okay, yeah,
Roosters.
they're the River Rats now.
The River Rats.
So they're
The
like
Richmond River Rats.
they're like a lower level of the MLB. They still get paid to play baseball, but they're like a
Okay,
lower
okay.
echelon.
It's the minor.
Is it like
Yeah.
college?
It's not like college.
Okay.
It's still
It's
the
after
city of-
college.
it's the city.
It's
of,
even
a
less than
franchise.
college.
Yeah, it's a franchise.
It's
No,
a-
it's higher than college.
Oh, amateurs higher than college?
Yes.
Okay. I
You
didn't
go to
know.
high school, then you go to college, then you go to amateur, then you go to pro.
Okay,
It's
I
a
thought
Or you just go
franchise.
straight to pro.
I thought it was
So
amateur to
instead
college
of being
to
like
pro.
college, it's not a college that has the team. It's a person owns a franchise of players
Mm.
and the logos and all the visuals, and then they have a different. They're just in a different league. It's
Mm.
not the same league that the other baseball players
They're
are
not.
playing in.
Yeah, they're not playing in the MLB, but they can be like brought up.
Mm.
Like it's like if they're like just showing out, and they're like really good, and they just only like some people don't go to college, and then they walk on to like lower level teams, and then they get discovered, and then they get it to the highest league or whatever. But it's like he is in like a lower league of the NASCAR. And if we have him on, he can explain it because I don't really know the nitty gritty
That'd be
of
cool.
it. But yeah,
Let me put it like this. So I was even talking to my grandma Brenda about it, and she was like, "Is he in like the this or that or this or that?" And like she like put like from like NASCAR, like she went through the ladder, and I was like, "I don't think so. I don't know. Like I think he's just." But then when I asked him about it when we saw him last, he said he was in that ladder. And I was like, "Oh!" Well, he was like, "Yeah, that's like how it is." And I was like, "Dude, okay." So it's like.
Yeah, he told me once. I was just like talking to him about it, like on social media. I was just talking to him about it, and he told me like what it was, but I could not remember what it is.
It's like hey, yeah.
But yeah,
I'm not even gonna try.
Fair.
Shit, man.
But yeah. I mean, it's just like we're looking for that kind of energy on the podcast because that's what's driving the conversation. That's why we would even have people on is to interview them and expose them to the people that we know in the world.
I wanted to say one more thing. To also just yeah, it's getting cold.
Yeah, dude. I put my shirt on. Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I
I'm
was
cold.
like, okay, 2 other people have done it. I can.
Yeah.
be second to
I'm
last. That's
justified
fine.
in
You're
this
runner-up.
decision.
So are you calling me the biggest pussy, bro?
You did do it first.
And it's a hoodie.
Bro, I got cold.
Dude, all I'm saying is yes, but I'm not getting in the ring with you.
Okay, what about the cage?
I second that. Well,
All
wait,
right,
I'll
maybe
wait.
I'd get in the cage.
Okay.
All right, so
Do you
just
think
to,
you'd have a better chance in MMA than kickboxing?
just to give an example of how we're standing on what we're expecting from our guests,
No.
because you might try to say that we're not famous people, so how can we expect people to be, promoting themselves and hold this standard? But it's like
We're Indiana fans.
on the first
so.
episode, and almost every episode, we talk about and we promote what we're doing with our life and what goals we have.
Yeah.
So we're not just expecting you if you want to be a
And also the people in our life.
true.
Yo. Yeah.
So it's not just that we're expecting you to be someone who is pursuing, big life goals and be promoting that. It's we're those type of people, and that's the type of energy we're trying to bring in because that's kind of the whole goal of this is to show off the benefits of being someone who is pursuing.
Like
big
if you're a
life goals.
firefighter and we fuck with you and it's like vibes.
Come on.
Hell
Yeah,
fucking
bro,
Yeah,
yeah,
Like,
I
if you're
agree.
A janitor. It's like let me fucking see your point of view to how you got to be a
Yes,
janitor at 45,
yes.
bro.
Yeah.
Especially if you love it.
Oh, that's interesting.
If you're the best janitor there's ever been,
Yeah,
it's
tell
like,
us what you like
if
about it, bro.
If you win janitorial awards,
Yes.
My mom was a janitor. For
Was she really?
Yeah, when we moved.
Dude, that's where I know your mom.
Are you serious, bro?
Yes, bro. I knew, I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
No, that's my Aunt Patty.
Okay, yes.
So-
they look very similar.
Very fucking similar.
they went in the same career for some point, right? Apparently, janitor.
Yeah.
She the one in elementary?
Yes.
She used to, when you had to sign for your books and stuff?
Yeah.
I tricked her into signing it. Not tricked her, I asked her to sign them for me. Whenever I was in jail 'cause she was so nice to me.
Yeah. She's dead. She
Wow.
probably was drunk the night before.
We're besties.
Dude,
She's lit. I love her.
She was lit, bro.
Oh, yeah.
She was definitely the chillest janitor. Other than there was a guy that was a janitor at the elementary, and that guy was chill as fuck too. But yeah, Patty was always a real one.
Patty
He
the
invited to his
Batty.
house and baking
no,
pies.
no,
and
no. He was gay though.
Dude, yo, you want to hear a fucking story to end on, bro? I was thinking about this earlier today. This motherfucker, this dude that when I first moved to Indy, I served him at the restaurant that I worked at, and he would talk about being like a massage therapist and
Yeah.
shit. Dude, even saying it out loud now, it's like I'm stupid. He would always
Nah,
invite
bro.
me to his thing, and I was like, dude, he needs to shut up about it. So yes, I'll come, bro. I know I don't even have, my aunt had to drop me off and pick me up, but he invited me into his house and to his room. His house was fucking like shit stacked, bro. Like, there
I'm
was
so
clutter, there was
ready
nowhere
for
to sit, There
this.
was nothing. And dude, yeah, it was just like movies, CDs, everything stacked, bro.
Nice.
And
He did massages?
dude, I have his card in my wallet.
Did he offer you a happy ending?
Motherfucker, look.
Still have the car.
I still have his card, I think. I hope I didn't throw it away. But this dude had like a thing built of to lay on, and you would feel the vibrations of some random music that he would play. He had playlists on playlists of different kinds of therapeutic music, which is why I thought it was legit and maybe could be still. I don't fucking know. But this dude would like rub me.
Ah.
Yeah, that was nuts. That was wild.
Literally.
Bro, that fucking sucks.
He's hanging out.
Mad Dog.
Dude, that was a fucking good one. I don't even like. My brain was just like, damn.
Dude, yeah, he
Wild.
fucking he howled his heart out right there, bro.
Yeah, I'm
Twice.
But yeah, so I feel like if I kept going back to that, I would have eventually gotten captured. Because that's how it happens. It's just an innocent old man who's like, oh yeah, let me help you follow your dream.
Bro,
and
how
shit.
old? Like 70s? No way.
Bro, this dude got jumped. Not gonna lie, like he got jumped by 2 people,
Really?
and
They probably tried to touch him.
they tried to steal his
Or he-
car.
Oh.
Yeah,
Same
Fucked
thing.
up. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he deserved it.
Yeah. After
That's
what he did
I'm
to Mad
saying,
Dog.
bro. Like, dude,
Yeah,
I
bro.
hate it because I was thinking about it the whole time. I was like, dude, something about this just feels weird. Like, is this like, does he know what he's doing? And it's like, yes, he knows what he's fucking doing.
Bro, I think it's like a form of denial. In you.
Definitely not.
Well, yeah,
I
it's
was
like you don't
waiting.
want it to be a gay interaction because that's not what you're looking for.
No,
And
I'm
it's
just looking
like-
for this dude to shut up when I'm trying to work.
And you're like, dude, I guess if he
Damn.
needs to massage me, fucking whatever. But, dude, it's
He didn't put it like that, bro. He didn't put it like that, man.
Listen here.
but I was gonna say,
Dude,
bro,
I'm going to see if I have that business card real quick before we close.
This is like literally like Rocky the movie.
Bum, 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 bum.
I had a similar experience where it was like I was at a bar. I was hanging out with brothers all the time, and dude, one of the guys I was hanging out with all the time, he was like very flamboyantly gay. Like he let everybody know.
That's awesome.
So this one time we were like out drinking, and this guy came up to me and was like talking to me because I was wearing my Tokyo Ghoul shirt, and he was talking to me about Tokyo Ghoul, and he's like, dude, we should hang out sometime. And I was like, yeah, bro. And then Eddie, the guy, came up to me and was like, dude, that guy was hitting on you. And I was like, what? No, he wasn't, bro. Like, we were just talking about anime. Like, he was like, nah, bro. He's gay. And he was like trying to hit on you. And I was like, for real? He was like, bro, he was trying to hit on me.
Damn.
Because we like exchanged Snapchats. And then I'm like seeing his story. And the way that he was like asking me to, it was like, bro, I know what you're doing.
Like
now.
reflection,
yeah, I was
connecting
like,
the
all right.
dots.
Yeah, this man was totally trying to hit on me, and I just like let him. Dude, is that how women feel?
Yes.
They unknowingly get flirted with.
Nah, bro, they know.
Yeah, they know. They know what they're doing.
They like to play dumb,
Yeah.
but
You are not of the general population of women. You are not.
Also,
of
you
the
couldn't take a
same-
single one of us.
I could outrun you in a heartbeat.
I could definitely outrun you.
I don't need to run.
To catch me, you
yeah,
do.
good luck hitting me then.
Yeah, how you gonna hit me if you can't catch me?
Oh.
Anyways.
on land or water.
I can't wait to make that clip of me flipping the fuck out.
Bro, yes, as
That
soon
was-
as you did it.
That was lit, bro.
That was the most intense part of the fucking pod.
Something too real quick. Just to let y'all know, like, how I'm telling you, that was
I'm vibing.
like, that shit's for real.
What, you gotta timestamp it, or
No.
He's not gonna be able to find this for 10 years.
Nah, this one. Nah, this
you got 10 years on the clock?
This is like. This is how deep down it gets sometimes when you're training for a fight. Oh man, I don't even like looking at this really.
We're looking at Mad Dog getting very intense. I love
Looking
it.
at Mad Dog get mad, bro.
Yeah, it is Mad Dog. Yes, I guess it's called Mad Dog for a reason.
Bro, it's like
Is it?
this is the only reason why you win every fight.
No, a genuine question. Mad Dog.
I cry like I maybe haven't cried like 2 fight camps, but it's like, dude,
Did you send him that?
no.
Oh, okay.
So-
I was about to say I would not send him that, but
It's
I
Mad
hear you.
Dog.
No,
you.
that's not good. I'm not giving him that.
Does
Sorry, David.
no, you're fine. Does that mean angry dog or insane dog or both?
Mm.
That is like, I would say pure dog.
What do you mean by that?
That's just the dog in him.
Just the
that's-
dog.
That's like the origin story.
Mm.
That's like when I'm like, dude,
It's like
every pain I felt in my life, everything that I've like done wrong, everything
This is where it becomes right.
that I feel is going to like be unleashed onto like whoever the fuck.
Mm.
is in
so
there
you
with
said pure
Unleashed.
dog.
me. Yeah.
So that's like it's like when you say it's like, dude, that's mad cool. You know what I'm saying? Like that's mad weird. You know what I'm saying?
I
It's-
fucking feel
that
you,
shit
bro.
is mad dog.
I feel you. I mean, I can do it to your.
Noah is using a beer as a mic.
I was like, yeah. What Keen's saying?
Good point, bro.
agree with that, bro.
Are you doing that on purpose?
Dude, that is mad.
At first I wasn't. Now I am because
He's
Mad
really,
Fight Club.
that is mad fight. Club.
bad.
dude.
Mad
So
Fight
They had to
Club.
have picked you up, bro. They had to have picked you up.
Yeah.
we didn't touch a single
We-
topic.
We need to reel.
Oh, fair.
We need to reel that. Bro, that we
Dude, there's
just
gonna be like
accidentally
20
did it,
reels
and
from this episode.
That's the worst part is that everything. We are so clippable, bro.
Very clippable,
So
bro.
clippable, bro.
Crazy dumb shit.
Bro, at a certain point, it's gonna start to be where our fans clip shit too, and they share it. And then we
Yes.
can just be like, oh, that's funny.
Dope,
Yeah.
thanks. Share.
Because that shit. Hear me out,
Hearing you.
dude.
Listening.
I have a challenge for anyone. Yo. Tune in next week for the challenge idea. I'm gonna talk with the guys.
All right.
Fair.
Talk with the
I'm here
guys.
for that.
I'm not gonna just do that.
Hey, I think we should close this out.
Yeah. We pretty much talked about everything we needed to talk about. Me and
Except for every topic that we.
Except for
no,
any of
no,
the topics that
dude.
we had.
But I loved it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
loved it.
yeah.
It's
That
probably my
was-
favorite.
That was fantastic.
That's probably my favorite.
It opened up
We were just being fuckers, per
just
per
literally
usual.
talking about some random shit, and it just blew open the whole conscious cast.
Dude, I like the thought of even starting the topics didn't even come to me.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I feel like everybody's just locked in
Yeah,
right
we're
now.
just
Like, let's just
talking,
do it.
bro.
Our feet are in the fucking water. We're kicking that shit. Like,
just
we're hanging out.
podcasting, bro.
Yes. We were just hanging out as homies this episode.
SethAM's already dipped out.
Yeah, SethAM
That's
is
an
who's
episode
not
with
in the
big guests.
camera.
We
Yeah.
just have boys only episode. Or
I'm
guys only
DAYZ.
episode.
Yeah.
DAYZ Produce. DAYZ Production.
Nice to meet you, Days.
Yo.
I'm Keaton Mad Dog Miller, and I approve this message.
As
Yes.
you should. The Vanella Boy spelled with an E, not an I. SethAM is gone. I don't know if he wants to come back and
Yeah, he's
outro.
coming back.
Oh,
he's
here
coming. He
comes.
always comes.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, you already know.
He always comes.
You already know. It's SethAM, and I'm out of here.
Yeah, as you should.
It's the PM.
You witnessed one of the best, if not
Say
the
it.
best episode yet, guys.
Yes. Hey, this has
And
been
they
the
will
guys.
just-
This is the guys.
It's the guys.
So what?
The guys.
No, you gotta go to Streamlabs.
God, Alyssa Miller.